What's up, and welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and players. It's another installation of the Siege Double Shot coming at you, Shock R6 style. I am the Reverend Whiskey Glitter, and with me, as always, my partner and co-host, Mr. Whiskey Run. Say hello, Whiskey.
Welcome, everyone, to the Shock R6 Minor Grand Finals. And we had a chance to kick off Season 2 for Shock, what seems like a couple months ago at this point. The first game casted to Season 2, getting a chance to cast the last game of Season 2 as well, because this is it. The main league went yesterday. That was Wanted Goons taking down NXT 3 maps to 2 in a grand final that went very late. We're going to try and take on another grand final tonight. One Up Esports taking on Lemon Esports for the minor grand final, my friend.
Yep, that's right. So I expect it to be an absolute banger. It's been what we've been seeing out of Shock all season long. Take a look at the players. Any notable names, Mr. Whiskey?
That's right. Emu, Snooze, Frag, the 9-Chord, Glacius, and I'm pretty sure Frag played last night in what was the CR6 Stage 1 final as well. So I know there has been a lot going on for both of these teams. That's One Up. We also saw them take on, who was it? It was Chaos. That's right, Chaos in the AEL final. AEL game just Thursday of last week, and they crushed it. 7-2 victory over Chaos. That team was feeling very good coming into this matchup here. So we'll take a look at Lemon as well. Those guys, Willie, Plato, Austin, Plains, and Xavier, and apparently love the Cali picture. That was by request, as far as I know.
A bunch of Cali mains, huh? Let's go. That could prove to be some interesting Siege, that's for dang sure. So, okay, we've got our rosters, we've got the team lineups. Now all that's left before we get into it is where the heck are we going? It's a best of 5, and we're hoping that it takes everyone to get there. Geez, I can't quite figure out what we got here on the bans. There we go. Bank and Oregon going to be banned first, which means the first
Thank
two maps
goodness.
we're going to see is KAFE and Clubhouse. KAFE is an okay map. We've seen a lot of it recently in the competitive scene, and then Dub House, one of the classic maps. So expect to see some really traditional Siege play there. Then we have both of the new maps banned out. Unfortunate, which means we are going to see Chalet and Border as our next two, and should we need it, the decider to be Skyscraper. Interesting map to end on.
That's right. Like I said, One Up had a great game in AEL last week. Haven't seen much of this Lemon team, so could really go either way. Looking forward to see how that one's going to go. But it's time to start, my friend. We're ready to get into this grand final. So let's hit it.
Yep, that's right. So, what do we love? It's KAFE, okay? Giant square, lots of rappel action. We've seen that vertical come into play multiple times with a lot of that reading fireplace hold and that mining fireplace hold, and the traditional not just above but below as well. So two forms of verticality to be brought out here. I'm wondering, because of what we've seen the last couple of times we've seen KAFE, I'm wondering if we're going to see any of that third floor play, because what did we watch at one site last time we watched KAFE?
Yeah, just once. Amazing that map had really switched in. But I know you talk about it. That one very much, team specific. Are we going to see the same sort of team dynamics come out here? It's hard to tell whether or not that's made a full transition into the into the meta, or was that just the way that those two teams wanted to play it?
Yeah, potentially. We're going to see Ying and Monty taken off the board. Monty, no surprises there. Nobody wants to deal with that aggressive shield play. And, of course, Candelas makes that skylight drop just that much more effective. So both of them going to be taken off the board. On the defense, here's where we're going to kind of question it. Is it the Mira? Is it the Valkyrie? We know it's not generally going to be looking at that Solus Fenrir ban anymore now that they become not as OP, right? They become playable characters. We are going to see the Architect to go next. Who do you think? Is it going to be Valkyrie?
It feels like it's going to be Valkyrie. Most teams not wasting a pick on Fenrir or Solus, using it on Valkyrie. That is zombie Valkyrie ban. We're going to have to go back and look. Since the start of Year 9 Season 2, it has been, them being very, very consistent as the top band operators almost every single game.
Yeah, So we are going to see the Valkyrie gone. No intel to be had on her side of it. Going to have to rely on that Maestro or on the mobile intel of the Mozzie. But we're going to see 3F right out the gate, right? We questioned that if it's a solved site, right? That was the question. Is 3F a solved site? Well, apparently not, because it's going to be the primary this evening, and we're going to see kind of a classic operator setup for it.
Protect your
Right? We're
bombs
going to
from
have the
being
mirror
defused by
on board,
attackers.
get that long distance play through the freezer area, holding from cocktail. Warden will stop that and then double up on the projectile
Attackers
denial.
have discovered the location of a bomb.
Those flashes coming in from skylight and hatches because of that rappel play being so effective. And then it's the mute. What is the reason we bring the mute for? You bring it because it holds off that intel, but more importantly, it's going to be that pixel area where you can send operators in, like the Twitch, like the Rotero drones from Flores, to try to take out some of those critical push point
10 seconds to go.
So, not a bad defensive step.
Yeah, you talked about it. Bringing out the Mira.
Attackers' objective
Wondered,
is to
you know,
defuse the
she's been
bomb.
sort of the other band we see occasionally, but for sure teams still finding more, I guess, more use out of
Attackers have dropped
her
the
rather
bomb
than
diffuser.
wanting to deal with the Azami. She has not been as high of a ban rate, I think, as we had seen previously, when there's a little bit more options between the
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
operators.
Some aggression had a one-up right quick, and that's going to take the Twitch off the board. What implication is that? That means that mirror going to be safe and secure, especially even from those Habana pellets, as they're not going to be able to take that mirror with the mute still there. So huge pick right out the gate. Going to put the pressure onto this attacking team very early.
Yep, Ivana's going to work on getting that ticket wall open, but watching for those. Nice shot there. This hold upstairs right now, they're working very well at that denying intel and making this difficult to just get drones or utility in. And the run out, but pays. I love seeing a aggressive defending team, and they got one, but then got over aggressive. This is only round one of map one of a best of 5. You know, try and set the tone, but don't be, you know. You don't have to be that aggressive, but we'll see how the rest of it goes.
Listen, set the precedent early. Get in, frag out. Jeez. Sorry. Fireworks going on outside my house. Really just scared the heck out of me. 4-4 as they take the shot onto ticket window. Is going to find one. That's going to be planes to get the refrag. Puts us into a 3-3 with Gridlock now on an 8 HP scenario.
Yeah, let's go, my friend. So now, all that flank watch coming out. You can see Hibana's finally, they're getting this wall open 2 minutes into the round, and they finally got to that point. But all that focus, all that noise being created, just gonna lose her life. But playing from the windows, talked about one of the things previously that, oh no, I was gonna say, did they have enough room to get through? Just barely. This 3F site, there is a ton that happens on the windows. One of the reasons we didn't talk a lot about Capital, but one of the reasons he's brought this play from the windows, use the smokes, use the fire to try and move defenders out, hide their positioning, or hide the attackers' position as they try and make their way in.
So 30 seconds left. They're going to find one down onto the Gridlock. She was
dropped the
low
diffuser.
HP, and then the
Attackers
flank.
recovered the bomb
Emu going to
diffuser.
take it. Find one on the back end. Huge shots. That's going to be one. Oh, is it switching up? No, never mind. I thought my screen is tripping right now.
No, luckily there no switching. So I know we've done and seen an awful lot of the 3-3, the quarter system that was introduced as Element 3. A couple leagues like Skyline opting to try and change
Attackers
up
need to locate
that
and defuse as many
prepare
bombs as they
teams as they
can.
were getting ready to qualify for E3. But still, the standard being that 6-6 half. And I don't know that we're going to see that change from the main competitive scene going forward. I know there's been some teams and some players that have been vocal about it that really enjoy it. I think it really changes up the game, and at least on the casting side, has made it like we casted a lot of E3, so a ton of opportunity to see it. But most of the leagues are still on that 6-6 half system.
10
Yep,
seconds left.
Absolutely. So, gonna take round one on the 3F, which means secondary takes us down to the bakery. And they're going to bring out some area denials. The Goyo going to stop some of that
Attackers'
push.
objective is to locate a bomb and
What I
defuse
really love, it's the castle. It's the extension out, holding on to the small bag, holding on to the prep area, and forcing some of those engagements over near white, where somebody with a shield could hold. I'm not going to bring one here. Kind of usually you see that with the castle brought along, but not going to be the case. Looking to get aggressive early again, try and take somebody off the board. It was the Ash last time as the Twitch.
Yeah, I think going to play it a little bit more carefully, and also, at least from the attacking side, I was going to say, you know, maybe being more careful in the way that they were handling it, but Blaine's going to get one early, taking that shot down, playing the red stairs. A little dangerous, and again, aggressive position for one up. You know what, you said it. I like seeing the aggressive tone, set the pace early. Still got 3 up on the roof, working on getting their way down, but I don't know if they know. They know Vigil is there, but where exactly? Bit of a question mark.
Yep, and what's he rocking? It's the Bob. It's been one of my favorite adaptations of the current competition scene, and it is a little difficult when you find yourself in those 1vx situations. It's hard to get that multi-kill capacity with the Boss G, but early, you know, when you're still on the roam, when you're still out and impacting on top, you see a couple of wall bangs come out, but no damage to be done. Vigil on a lots of damage to be done. Vigil on a 1%, able to just WASD to his way to safety and live to ring again. In a one-shot headshot game, he's still a viable player.
You talked about it. We have definitely seen some of the teams that run Vigil in that aggressive, you know, stance, taking some shots, not having the K1A, not having all of that refrag, like you said, it sometimes can be a definite hindrance, but if he can get himself in the right lurk position, you know, try and get some of those one-shots, that's certainly where he's going to excel. But I think the big thing for me is we've already seen this defense rotate back down. 45 seconds left. They have got no presence upstairs, no more roam, and this Lemon team, mostly downstairs. They're now all downstairs. They had plenty of vertical space, though. I'm surprised they didn't keep someone upstairs to try and push out the defenders from their locations. That seems like a bit of a miss.
Tons of drones, and that could be what gets us here.
Wow.
With the body bounce now, gets eaten up, taking us to a 2-2. Through the fire, finds it down, now into a 1v1. It's a showdown with 13 seconds left. Sends one deep. No,
10 seconds to go.
Does have the diffuser in hand, but it's not going to matter.
5 seconds remaining.
There it is.
Be able to push right up onto this.
He's gonna.
Oh my lord.
The bomb diffuser.
Okay.
Attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Say, should not matter that he has the diffuser in hand because it's such a close battle, but he went for it anyways, pulls off, gonna lose his life in the process.
Wow, so close there. I thought we were gonna see a potentially a battle there at the end, but yeah, he had, it looked like 1 second to try and get the shot on the attacker. It was, to me, perfectly played by Lemon on that side. Got the diffuser down, got the plant going with enough time to draw the defender in. He had 1 second or a fraction of a second to try and make that shot. It's a difficult one. We have seen it happen, though. We've seen the attacker
Defenders,
flick
protect your
and
bombs
get
from
one,
being
and it was
by
close, but ultimately one up coming up with another win there. 2 rounds, starting off both the third and the first floor down. So now we're gonna see them back here on the, or starting off on the second floor. They're gonna go with the reading site to start with, and right now feeling very good. Right, we're seeing Lemon do.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Some good attack to start with, but it has not been successful enough. They do have to find a way, I think, to deal with one up being aggressive, bringing out the flank watch. You can see Plains obviously loving that gridlock pick right now, and I think that's a good one to stick with.
5 seconds remaining.
The flank being real, especially when you're bringing the Vigil to the board. So, the first real
Attackers
test
are heading
here
out to
for
defuse
one
the bomb.
up as we hit the tertiary site. You called it. It is going to be the reading fireplace with a dedicated extension up top. Bring along the mirror, bring along the projectile of fire, and look at that. Going for it early. He's going to find one, but it's going to get traded out. The buddy system in place. watching for the second run out. None to come forth. One apiece taken off the board. Now, which one was the better pick? That's the question, right? The Capital, yes, he's great for that late game. Great for picking those players out of those critical push point areas with that fire and the smoke. But unfortunate on the other side, Legion to go down. That's a gadget that needs time to be able to set out for the defense. So losing his life early means he's going to be more to really slow down this aggressive lemon team.
Oh boy, that's a tough call on which team got the better trade there. I mean, certainly I think from the defensive side, keeping all of your members in place is... I love that they're being aggressive because I ask for it all the time. Want to see the teams. It makes Siege fun. It makes Siege exciting. But you know, I also want to see them be competitive. And losing a defender like Legion early, definitely going to be a bit of a struggle. They're up 2-0 though, so if they continue to apply that pressure, maybe it's upsetting Lemon's attack enough. They just, you know, you can't fall behind on the standard split. We're still early in a best of 5.
That's true. That's true. Plenty to go here. It is match 1 or map 1 round 3 here. So plenty of time for the strats to come out and some of those classic clutch plays here. 2-0 on the score line here as we find ourselves in the last minute. 10 seconds starting to count down. Some vertical presence starting to be established, but they still haven't pushed that meter out of there.
Diffuser has been dropped.
Big Vector going to ring out and take down the ace. He's done his job. He got it. That's even tougher. Starts to fall. Is going to find one on the refrag there, but Mir to equal that out. Now takes us into a 3v1. All the rest of them go to Ash. Crossfire set up, and they're going to go ahead and take him down.
Yeah, on this round, I feel like we saw the attackers work on setting up the execute, at least on the first and then, you know, the first and third floor sites. We saw them sort of follow more of a defined strat. They got complete control top down when we were seeing the first floor defensive hold, made that work. Here, it looked like they were working on setting up for the execute, but just completely fell apart. It seemed like they started chasing bodies there at the end. You know, New Mirror was playing in the closet and Laundry. Go ahead and swing her a second time. It didn't feel necessary. Nobody there in a position to refrag. Nobody there to put a different angle on her. It felt rushed and didn't feel like they had really gotten themselves set up for a win there. So that complete round rotate done. 1UP has shown, I wouldn't say dominance, but at least so far, right? Definitely a better overall team play than we've seen come out of Lemon. So first opportunity. Going to see how they play this one out. Going to have to go on to attack later. Lemon will get their chance at defense as long as they can hang on to enough rounds to make it even, so they're not feeling totally overwhelmed going into their defensive half.
5 seconds to go.
Yeah, this is going to be a big round, right? You've seen what 1UP is bringing to the table.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Switch up, right? Switched gears just a little bit as they brought the Solus out. They're going to continue that spawn peak aggression, and I really love that. They are looking for it. What does it do when you spawn peak 3 rounds in a row? It sets the pace, right? It slows down the initial entry. You have to check every window coming up to the building, or for the potential for you to lose your life. The Twitch being gone in that round when they needed to take care of those mirrors was absolutely amazing. It's not going to be the case this time. Solus is going to still be getting active, right? With the first gadget, even though it's the nerf. This still gives us the chance for the run out, and Pat is going to find one right as I'm talking about it. You can see where the phone is, and she's going to full send it, and that's going to take the Capital off the board yet again. That's the body balance tipped in favor of 1UP right now.
Wow. The body balance is up, and what a way to start it off. Again, Lemon, you can't go down early. You can't be at that point where you're fighting for bodies, and that's tough. That's Plato 2 rounds in a row been the opening pick, and that Capital. They now don't have any of that utility to try and put some window pressure on this defending team.
So stuck in the piano areas, got the intel that somebody's there waiting for the swing. It's an old-fashioned standoff, and we're going to see the grenade come out, and not going to be even a problem. Morgan going to find that kill very easily, and now the man advantage tipped heavily in favor of 1UP. They find themselves in a 5v3 with a minute and a half, so plenty of time for the defense to just hold out. And there's
Defender
going to be
has
another
been
run out, and she's going to find
Attacker bomb
Hell,
diffuser has been
one to trade it out, but it's going to be all for naught here as we find ourselves in a
no.
1v4. Just an absolutely tough time here for this attacker to even get inside of the building. Is this Skyscraper?
You're right. We talk about Skyscraper being so difficult to even get in the door, and it's going to be our decider. Hopefully, Lemon can find a way to make that work here. But Cafe, they have been struggling with that same sort of problem. But just want to take a second and say thank you very much, Jesse J, for the raid. Really glad everyone that joined us for the stream. We are on the Shock Season 2, Shock R6 Season 2. This is the minor grand final. We're in a best of 5,
Attackers
and you
need to
came
locate and
right at the
defuse as many
beginning.
bombs as
Map
they
number
can.
1 between these two teams. Potentially a long night ahead of us, but one up right now, showing some serious
Bomb
skills on
located by
Cafe.
attackers.
4-0 to start. The last game that we saw one up play in AEL last week, they 7-2'd that team. So this team seems to be on fire. Lemon has got their work cut out for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So now that we've seen the first 4, we're looking at really kind of that make or break, at least for map 1 here for them. Got to get some activity. Right? Standard
10
split we're
seconds
talking
left.
about is that 4-2 area. That involves getting a win. So you got to switch it up
5
a
seconds
little
left.
bit here as you're going into. I mean, it's not a bad attacking lineup. Verticality,
Attacker's
established
objective is to
buck,
defuse the
right?
bomb.
Bringing the thermite in to open up into either into that white hall area or, of course, through that bakery area. But I don't know, is it enough? That's going to be the huge question. Well, it's going to see some aggression come out. We're going to find that first kill.
Finally.
So start this round out with some body balance in their favor.
Finally, that's what what the Lemon team needed. Hold back this one-up team. Get the opening pick once. Here we're on round 5. They've got the opening pick finally to put some pressure on this team. Now, got to clear out these roamers. You still have got Solus playing upstairs and Legion up on 3F. So we saw them be very successful in the clear top down back on round 2. They just could not convert that into a round win. Now with a man advantage and a little bit of time left on the clock, this one I think could be the one they pull it off.
Potentially, they still got to deal with this Solus, right? We still need the buddy system in play. Use that Dokkaebi, find out where she's hiding, because if you don't, you're going to get punished for it in the end. So we're going to see her start to rotate down white, and they do got a little bit of a beat on her, right? There's the windows getting fired upon. Here's the shot, and they're going to find her. That was the win condition met. Now, the body balance is tipped in favor of the attacking side of it. Still got to deal with some of this verticality here. Very much. Okay, minute 30 left on the board. Now, just need a bit of a reset here out of the attack. Find where the rest of the defenders are sitting. No, and that's... Oh, what?
No.
Defender has been
Double.
discovered.
The rotate outside is going to lose his life. Pay for his hubris here as they were ready for the jump out. But, man, that was huge. Now it's just going to rely on Castle and Wamai. And this is still winnable for the defense. That double definitely brought them back to contention.
I thought for sure this was Lemon's round to win. They still
That is the
certainly have the
greatest
opportunity, being the
moment
fact
in
that
my
they're
life,
up by at least one, but the double, just unbelievable timing, unbelievable play. Just this Lemon team not ready for it, and no, snooze. Wow.
Unfortunate, gonna lose his life to his
No.
Fuego as it goes off. So start
Attackers
to see the
recovered the
gridlock
bomb
pushing
diffuser.
in. The cross angles head up. We've got 29 seconds left. The diffuser is in hand, so there is the potential for a plant, but no tracks to slow down this potential rotate. A couple shots firing out.
Let's go.
Unfortunately, just gonna lose the round, lose the shot. And that is gonna be another one in favor of one up.
Boy, the double kills there being the thing that swung it, right? We're seeing Lemon put themselves into a position, and we talk about them playing the buddy system, playing together. It's what they needed to do to try and not take individual gunfights with one up that had been very much winning all of their ones, but also got themselves into a position where you're getting stuck losing two by being too close together and not
Attackers
watching
need
out
to
for
locate and
that
defuse
aggressive
bombs.
defensive play. Completely falling apart. Those two doubles there, obviously the difference in that map. Lemon had the opportunity, first floor had been their site that they had gotten closest on now, both on round 2 and on round 5, and have not been able to find the win. That's unfortunate. It's very much looking like we're going to go into a 6-0 half to start this thing off.
Tough one. That was tough. Lemon's round to lose. Had the body balance, had the flank watch in like their hands. The gridlock
10
tracks
seconds
were
left
out
before
and down.
insertion.
Unfortunately, the 2 doubles just bring it right
5
back.
seconds to insertion.
It's 5-0. This is definitely one-up's game to lose, or at least this first.
Attackers'
So,
objective is to locate a bomb and
back to
defuse
the
it.
classics, right? We're going to see it again. It's the Mirror, it's the Legion. Bring out Cade for a little bit of that breach denial, and a little bit of the same here for the attacks, right? They're feeling very confident in the lineup that they're bringing, so not much adaptation to be brought out here.
I don't know whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing at this point. Yeah, you've got a good lineup. Really, both of the teams sort of finding what they like. But Lemon, when we talk about what do they need to do, some win conditions. I think top-down clear, like gaining actual map control and holding on to that, and then not putting yourself into a position to lose out quickly there. That's the main thing they've got to do. Get some control of this vertical and put vertical pressure down on this team. Keep that buck alive,
Attackers
keep that
have located
gridlock
a bomb.
alive to keep the flank watch in place, and then hopefully use some of these other assets to try and gain some, get a kill or two. But
Attackers have
boy,
dropped the bomb
Buck
diffuser.
taking shots through a 2F window to me just seems unnecessarily dangerous at this point.
Except for finds kill, Legion's gone, right? So they get that
Attackers
body
recovered the
balance
bomb
early
diffuser.
again, making Legion pay for that early aggression. But here's the question: can they be impactful after it? That's the big question. They've had this body balance before. A little bit more communication, a little bit more team play being brought out, or it's going to go the way that it has for 5 rounds currently. So this is definitely going to be Lemon's round to lose here. They've got their early man advantage. Isolate some of these players that are still outside of sight. Continue to further that body balance into their favor. So, smokes, fires coming out. Going to try to stop the push in here from White. Jaeger's undeterred. He is able to push up onto the chassis. Now, is he going to get shot from behind? That's the question. Gridlock's there, but the smoke is blocking out. No! Not going to be able to take advantage of that. That's the body balance tip to favor. 4v3, a 4v2, as they're going to take the gate off the board as well. So, really good established round here.
Oh, what?
Comes out from playing. They're going to ring out. Here was one of the win conditions. They had to take him off the board, and he finds 2 now and puts him into a 1v2 situation with a Vector, but they're going to get it. Lemon going to find their first round as the headshot rings out from the verticality up to the top of the hatch. You see a 5-1 half.
Boy, I got scared for Lemon there for a minute. It looked like they had vertical control in place, but they didn't really keep that map control and gave up that and allowed the 1-up to come and get a double off of the hatch playing vertically. But wow, what an unfortunate miss. Capital getting the plant down in the smoke, not quite enough time, and Jaeger was able to just sit on the chassis.
Defenders,
I
protect
guess
your
they
bombs
thought
from
they
being
had
defused
cleared out that room. Just had to wait long enough for the smoke to clear to be able to get the clean shot on Capital. You know, a couple unfortunate circumstances there for Lemon, but they, to me, surprised us all, came up with a win on that 2F location, and thankfully avoided the sweep. They avoided the 6-0 half. They stopped the momentum of this 1-up team
Bomb located by
as they
attackers.
roll into their defensive half. So, going to see now how do they handle defensive KAFE, but that has got to be a really motivating round win for
10
them.
seconds to go.
Honestly, for real, right? You gotta have at least one going into
5
it.
seconds
Give you
remaining.
that sense of, hey, we can do this, right? So I like what we're bringing out. They're gonna
Attacker's objective
double
is to
up
defuse
on
a
the
bomb.
intel. Maestro and Mozzie to be brought out here, right? They're gonna rely on making sure they know exactly where the push is coming from and be able to put multiple people in place to help deal with that. I like this adaptation. Switch gears here. We've got the op swap, and this is still a defensive side of map, Whiskey, right? So, I mean, one win is still not the worst thing that we could see on KAFE. This is still hot drop on the red as Ash is going to send herself in, start taking a look, wait for that cross to be set up, rotate back to site, but the action from New Hatch is going to take them down, and that's going to give the body bounce in favor of Lemon Esports.
They're playing the same level of aggression on attack that 1UP did on defense, right? Hot dropping the red stairs hatch. I mean, it did not feel like they had enough intel there to make that work, but oh, I'm wondering if that was a skin. No one really in place. Or it didn't look like that was a. Yeah. Yep.
There it is.
All right, good. Some competitive integrity from the team coming out. Love to see it. Giving this this team a little bit of an advantage as they walk in now. 3v5 on defense, so 1UP is going to have to work extra hard to try and get this one. See whether or not they can. You still got 2 upstairs on the roof. Half the round gone. Now it seems like they're doing a little bit more time droning, gaining some intel, going to slow the aggressiveness down.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
That's the thing here, right? Now all you have to do is rest on your laurels, rest on the refrag game here, and this should be Lemon's round to lose. Lemon's round to win, well, or lose.
It is their round to lose, but I think they can win it, and some great play there from 1UP. Wow, they seem to just have better map knowledge, better control of KAFE, certainly. They're making this one look pretty easy.
Yeah, they are. Okay, so in a 3-2, you're going to start to see the smokes coming out. Going to get themselves in place for a plant. Attackers trying to find another one off the board. 9 going to find one. Now it's going to all rest on the shoulders of Gridlock here as they are looking to... they just got to find kills here, right? 37 seconds, plenty of time. They've got the Maestro cams out to be able to watch where the heck he's going. So not necessarily, you don't have to put yourself in any unnecessary damage by the defense. So the Maestro shots off.
Oh, there it is!
And it's going to be the cam to finish it.
Not only did they know where the defender or the attacker was, they're going to go ahead and just eliminate them at the same time. Great use of the Maestros there, obviously. And, you know, I wanted to go back and check. I know we talked about it during the map ban phase, but this is Lemon's map pick. And it definitely felt like 1UP was completely controlling the pace of the game as we went through the first defensive half. For sure, KAFE is a defensive-sided map, but the fact that that 1UP was able to control it really so completely on every floor of the map made it seem like they were certainly okay with this one being played. But it is Lemon's map pick. They're on defense. So if we thought that this was one that they could take, now at least they're starting to show some life. We said starting to show the momentum shift. And interesting lineup again. Their map pick. The Tachanka coming out for the first floor defense.
It's not something I'm not familiar with. We have seen Tachanka to hold down that white area, much like we see Warden do, or potentially playing from inside of that freezer area. It is great for that area denial, and looks like they're going to bring it to both sides of the map. It's because we're bringing out the Warden the double up on the deployment field with the castle in place. This is not a bad lineup, and one we have seen be very successful in the past. The thing is, like you said, they got to be alive to run the strat. So we'll see if this early aggression is going to pay out.
The Monty being banned, I know ever since year 9 came in, obviously, with the shield buff, the push to make Siege a little less defender-sided, you know, a little bit more friendly to the attackers, we've certainly seen the Monty be banned out as an attacking operator significantly more, but that's opened up much more blitz play. I think we've seen way more blitz play too than we would have in the past with the shield buff and with the loss of Monty as an operator that gets banned pretty frequently. But boy, they're making the quick push in, and they have got a ton of real estate here on the front of this map. The defender's got to find a way to defend from all the way back in freezer, the other side of the bomb site.
And they're going to find one. That's going to equalize here. Still got 2 minutes, right? That was early aggression. They get the man advantage. The shots from a long distance to be able to capitalize. They do find the down on Wamai, and that's going to be a little bit tougher, right? And is now part of your long game. And one from the backside going to leave it all on the shoulders of Castle now.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser
from that closet area. He's in place here to potentially deny the plant, but the crossfire is set up. So he's going to have to be extra cheeky here, especially if he doesn't know where that. They do. They're going to find him. That's the LMG to end it.
Yep, yellow pings coming out and then red pings there at the end. Good intel. It's one of the things I think that we've seen fairly consistently here across these the first 6 or 8 rounds at this point, that 1UP has had better intel and been able to act off that intel quicker and make better use of it. We saw that both on defense, they're on attack as well. So they have got themselves into match point scenario, 1UP, 1 round away from taking Lemon Esports map pick. And that would be a tough blow. It is a grand final, so we do have a best of 5. Plenty of opportunity left for these 2 teams to duke it out, find out who's the best. But to go down on the map pick, it's not a place that Lemon wants to start.
Agreed, especially, on their map pick. Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to watch it again, right? They have the confidence that they can win this site with the operators that they brought along. So they're going to try to get the castle to help extend. And if the Lord himself stays on the table there at the beginning of that round, this is the difference. This is the difference.
10 seconds to go.
He was able to take down as they opened up many avenues against him. I think that's going to be the win condition here. Not going to bring that same aggression. We're going to see Brava switched out.
Attackers are moving to defuse the bomb.
To get some of that intel, get some of those projectile knives away. A good adaptation here. It's going to be a little bit slow of a round, and I think that's the right play.
Oh, is that somebody still in spawn there, sitting paused for a second? Hopefully they're not going to get a DC.
Just walk into sight and click heads. They get a double. Austin able to stop the bleeding there as they take down the Ash. Puts us into a 4v3 in the first 30 seconds. I thought maybe the aggression wasn't going to be as heavy, but it sure is. Frag to find another one. The shots towards Freezer are going to ring out. Austin now with the doubles. He's going to take him down from the long distance. A little bit of damage onto Capitao, but it's a 3v1, and it is all collapsing onto this defense right now. Crossfires are set up and in place. Plant is about to start going down. They're going to go ahead and find him, and that's going to be the first map in favor of 1UP on Lemon's map pick. Be a difficult one here.
Oh, jeez. 7-2 victory. You said it. 1UP playing very well here, and not just here. I know we said it. They were playing very well as a part of this. And they played AEL. We saw Frag also take a victory last night in CR6. We talked about that. Just on fire right now, my friend. Team feeling very good. So Lemon is going to have to take this 2 or 3 minutes to get the lobby set back up as a point to reset, try and find a way to win. We're going to 1UP Esports map pick for the second map, which is Clubhouse. So everyone's got a strat for Clubhouse. We know that map is played very consistently in the competitive lineup, so hopefully they're going to bring something special and try and slow this team down, my friend.
Absolutely. Okay, folks, sit back, relax, because when we come back, we're bringing you a second map. Ayo.
Let's go.
What's up, and welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and players. If you're just joining us, well, welcome in. We're here for the Shock R6 Grand Finals, and it has already kind of been a banger match. 1UP versus Lemon Esports. First map falling on the shoulders of 1UP. The best of 5. This ain't a sprint. It's a marathon. I'm still the Reverend Whiskey Glitter, and with me, as always, my partner and co-host, Mr. Whiskey Run. What do you think about the last one?
A great map there from 1UP, taking over Lemon Esports map pick, really being dominant on KAFE, 7-2 victory, and they looked very good doing it. They looked more controlled on defense. They looked much more aggressive, both from an attacking and from a defensive standpoint. And like you said it at the very end, running in and clicking heads, just feeling very confident rolling into it. Lemon did manage to grab 2 in the middle there to slow it down a little bit, but it was really all 1UP as they rolled to that victory. So coming off of a win in AEL on Thursday, coming off of some of the players, a CR6 win last night, 1UP is definitely the team to beat. So this is the minor. Last night we did see the Shock R6 top division played where Wanagoons took down NXT, so big congrats to that team. Unfortunately, not able to cast it, but we're going to take on the rest of the minor here tonight, heading into map 2, and we're ready, my friend.
That's right. It's a full send, and we're going to the Dub House, as coined by Cassiopeia. It's one of our favorite maps as the great equalizer, right? It's got everything that you could need. We see the primary site being played on that gym bedroom or in that basement area, but here's the thing that you need to bring when you're doing Clubhouse. If you're on attack, if you're Lemon Esports, we're going to need something different than what you did for KAFE. Let's bring that two-pronged approach, right? Bring in multiple hard breach, open up all of the sight lines, isolate some of those players who are returning back to sight, and then, hey, body balance in your favor, win it out on the refrag. So let's talk about the bans here, Whiskey.
I mean, we're rolling into Clubhouse. Sometimes you see an off ban from one of the teams, maybe a Maverick, maybe a Hibana, whether or not they like to deal with the hatches, whether or not they like to have some alternative entry options. We'll see what this team wants. Certainly could be Monty as well, though.
Yep, and there it is. Monty off the board. You just know. We're going to see some similar bans. Now, with it being Clubhouse, do we change up the defensive bans? Azami's still huge, right? She is still huge for setting up that static warfare inside of that catwalk area, inside of that basement area towards dirt, so we are going to see her go. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's the Valkyrie here as well, although we saw a ton of Mira play, right? Absolutely devastating effect. Will she be taken out in a target ban, or are we going to stick with that intel?
Oof, good question. Boy, interesting. We talk and have talked frequently here in Year 9 Season 2 about the fact that teams were not really using their bans on Solus or Fenrir just because the nerfs have been so huge that they have significantly dropped off in a pick rate, both in the ban phase but also in play, right? It's not worth the ban. You can take somebody else off the board that you don't like, but you know, I guess this team feeling like they really they've got some drone placements that are special that they want to try and hide, and heavily focused on intel. That's one of the other things we talked about. 1UP as they finished out on KAFE was very good on the intel side, so trying to avoid giving Lemon any sort of an advantage from that perspective would be my guess as to why they picked up that Solus ban.
Absolutely. Okay, so first site we're going to see, like we were talking about, it is going to be the gym bedroom. Now, not opting for the typical hold here by 1UP, right? Usually we see somebody like Amira being brought along, Castle for that extension into cache CCTV. Instead, we're still going to see some of that slow down, right? We're having Legion and Frost on the board to slow them down. Still bring that projectile.
5 seconds remaining.
Highway windows are going to be full of flashes coming in. But I think
attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse
right? We
it.
saw a ton of bits and pieces taken off these players in that last match. This is a great adaptation. Bring yourself from 0 to 100 in just one stim. Not to mention, not competitively, of course, but gotta say, it's got one of the coolest skins, Dark Zero, coming out with an absolute banger.
I love getting and all the teams able to play obviously the R6 Pro League skins. Glad that we're getting to see it out here. What a toss through the drone hole. again, one up, playing aggressively on the defense. So this is an interesting one from a side choice as well. Looks like choosing to start attack. That's interesting that they would make that choice.
Sometimes you just feel a little bit more confident in it. They did bring along just the one hard breach, and did they bring along any?
A bomb has been located.
As well? Nope, not going to be the case. Okay, so they're not going to rely on that two-pronged approach, which, I mean, okay, if it works, then I'm happy about it. If it doesn't, then we need some adaptation here. It's a little bit more of a classic. Cap and tow to fish out whoever's going to be
Attackers have dropped
playing
the
on
bomb
that
diffuser.
extensions to bring along those smokes to, get yourself ready for the post plant. Buck underneath, looking to take advantage of the rotator. I think that is the right play. Get some verticality established here. We just need more avenues to attack instead of that very linear attack that we were seeing out of map 1.
Yep, and you called it. This. Boy, I was just about to say the thing they've got to watch out for is one up being aggressive on defense, running out the garage down below. They just don't seem like Lemon just does not seem like they're prepared for the way that One Up is playing this game. There is obviously a level of confidence here that is, above and beyond what we're typically seeing. Certainly, they're playing so confidently right now, and Lemon is just. We know that they've made it to the grand final. They certainly can play at that level, but they're just not showing it right now. We need a little bit of a break, need something to try and get this team back on board.
Yeah, so the crossfire completely set up. The TK comes out, but they're going to find the kill in the end. That is going to be the first one to head for the defense. Taking a look now, probably down at that basement side. You know what I'd love to see, Whiskey? I mean, if you're feeling it, if you're really feeling yourself on Clubhouse, it's your map pick, you're up in the score line. Hey, show us a different site, right? Let's see the stage. Let's see something that is proving that you know what you're doing on Dubhouse. Hey, a well put together team's gonna have a stage set up.
Okay, all right. They're gonna have. No. I'm saying a well put together team definitely is not practicing on stage, but. One that is feeling very confident, certainly, I think could have one play to throw off the attacking team. My guess is Lemon would not be expecting that. So if we see this one-up team take another 4-0 or 5-0 half on defense to start off, I think that's certainly a possibility that they throw something else into the mix to upset this Lemon team, because they have been very successful at doing that so far. Going into basement. Basement feels like, I know you talked about it, a solved site, right? It's a site that we see teams play very, very similarly, or have a couple different ways of making their push in. Can they do it? I feel like this is one that Lemon should have a good opportunity with.
Yeah. So just want to take a second and say thank you so much to everybody for helping support the stream. This has been absolutely amazing. If you got a sub, say thank you. You got some custom emotes coming your way, designed by our own emote designer, Esma. Big shout out and thank you to her for all of the work that she did, helping us get some really fun stuff for you guys. So yeah, thank you so much for the subs. Thanks for hanging out. It's already been a blast here in the finals. Let's get Lemon to get a little bit of the ball rolling, right? We want this to go the distance, and to do that, they're gonna have to pick it up here. So kind of relying on a similar approach, right? And bringing along the one hard breach, bringing along the guy to deal with a potential fade. Not in the case. Didn't even bring that for the hatch. So Thatcher, I go back and forth on. Yes, he's great for getting rid of some of those electronic devices if there's no Cades being brought along, but kind of like not really worth it on the pick. We'll see if it pays off here though.
Yeah, for a basement site, you don't have mirror on the board. No electronics protecting the mirror. Sometimes that is a significant opportunity, but Emu gonna try the run out again, really shutting him down. Great call there. The attackers though have got to work on clearing out this Demazi from playing upstairs. They've got this danger lurking above. He's gonna push down central. Who's gonna win the fight? Frag is gonna win it.
Yep, Mozzie is going to find it, but he's going to get taken down. They're going to push off and finish that kill. And imagine being the Ash running from a C4 with the Legion and still surviving. That was great. Unfortunately, not able to capitalize on it. They do find the refrag, so they're going to maintain that body balance here. They've got 60 seconds left in which to get this execute started. So it's going to be a bit of a push in through dirt, right? A little bit of a reset, and I'm not mad at that. Get yourself another avenue to attack. That vertical play, unfortunately, going to miss all of those shots. A little bit of damage done. Start to send shotgun in, and they're going to find it.
Wow.
Rough. That's terrible. They still have only Wamai now left alive in this 1v3. So even though they lose the player on Kitchen, they have got the body balance, they've got the health advantage, and they are going to have the round. Lemon going to find their first on the basement, and that is not too bad.
Boy, that one certainly looked like it could have gone either way. It looked like the 9 chord could have won that fight. Just a little bit of a miss there, but Lemon finally gonna win one on the attacking side early here. Slow this down. That seems like a huge opportunity for this team to try and find a way, slow down 1-up. They've stopped the momentum
Defenders,
to
protect
start
your
with
bombs.
here. Not going to see a
Fire
5-0 or a 6-0 half. That is fantastic to me, because I want to see both of these teams be successful and show that they're having some adaptation between them, making the adjustments. This one is 1-up esports map pick, so certainly it feels like this one should be the better round for them.
Agreed. So we're going to run it back. We're going to bring along a little intel. Instead of Mozzie this time, going to opt for Valkyrie. We'll stick with that C4 in hand. Be that devastation from below.
10 seconds to go.
It's a dedicated kitchen push, which there obviously has to be when you're coming into that
5
basement
seconds
area.
left before
We'll see if it's
insertion.
going to work out the same way. They're bringing the exact same lineup, which means we're going to bring out
Attackers'
probably
objective is
a
to
very
locate a
similar
bomb
strat.
and defuse it.
You know what also I'd like to see, and I've said it once before as
Let's hear
well.
it.
If you're feeling yourself, and we've got great flank going on, bring out the calf, baby. Let's see some of that interrogation. You know, something that's going to really put yourself into the minds of the enemy team. That definitely is a momentum stopper.
Yeah, it's pretty rare, I think, when we get to see that. But boy, look at that. Using the minimum required hard breach, get this thing open. That's just good utility usage there from the attacking team. They're making sure, we're worried about potentially the getting that kitchen hatch open, the impact tricking going to happen. The kitchen hatch, definitely one of the easier ones to impact trick, even with the loss in range and damage with the impact nades. They certainly can make that happen. Still pretty easy, but oh, what a shot. The punch hole coming out, but unfortunately, Doc losing that, and that huge loss for this defense. A great opportunity here for Lemon, who's rolling into this round 3. They seem to have, a little bit of control here for the basement site.
Yeah, or maybe it's they're figuring out the play style a little bit, right? Maybe they know the aggression is going to happen. They know the flank is going to be there. You know they're going to be bringing out some cheeky head spots. So take your time, set the pace yourself, start to realize where some of those are coming from, and it's paid off, right? They've got the early frag on the last 2 rounds, so not a bad place to put yourself if you're Lemon Esports. Now open up that hallway, start to put some of that vertical pressure on inside of the kitchen as well. And then, yeah, very similar approach here is 4 members going to be looking towards that kitchen side take.
Interesting, right? We're seeing Hibana had been in a position, whether or not we're going to go for the, oh no.
Well done. That was well played. Calculated, you can even say. They're going to
Located
get
by
the refrag,
attackers.
unfortunately, as they the prone and owned position, and that's going to be equalized as Emu's going to find another one off the board as Xavier falls to the headshot. Puts us now into a 3v3, and that is a little bit more disastrous for this attack team, right? When you've got the body balance, excellent, lean on your refrags, but it got a little over-aggressive inside of Dirt, paid the price for it, and now we're equalized. It's 30 seconds left. Dirt starting to come in as 2 members are going to take this approach. If they can find themselves killed here, put themselves in a great opportunity for a post-plant scenario. shots through. They are going to find one, but it gets equalized immediately, and then the triple kill coming out. Frag's going to find one. Now into a 1v1 as he gets dealt with. It's going to be the push in from Habana as Valkyrie and Habana are going to go back and forth. It's the up top angle, not going to be enough. Takes around to the side, puts the gun down.
What?
Around the Rosie, and Emu going to come out on top on that exchange. Jeez. It's peekaboo at its finest, with death being the consequence.
Wow, that one certainly could have gone either way. Absolutely came down to that 1v1 at the end. One up, though, going to find it. And I was going to say, in that kitchen take, we were watching Lemon, fight to try and find out where they're going to go for the kitchen hatch. Habana was down, opening up dirt, came back up to the kitchen, and certainly One Up was expecting it, holding the head glitch on the upside-down rappel on the kitchen window, where typically you see Habana go and try and open up that hatch. When they're expecting to deal with the impact nades, right, where you're away from the floor, away from the opportunity to get taken down at the same point. But for that to see Habana, seemed like maybe the Lemon read that head glitch coming out from One Up, and then was pushing through that freezer door as the opposition for it. Eventually, completely abandoning the kitchen hatch and focusing on the dirt take. It was just a good read there by Lemon to change up their approach to dealing with kitchen, but ultimately not winning the gunfights. Frag going crazy, sitting at that 6-2 to start off with on round 4. That's quickly approaching the win conditions for Lemon is taking Frag off the board. No way.
Well,
no way.
I'm sure it was another one. It probably was another skin issue there. Unfortunate. Jaeger going to get his devices down and then be taken off the board. Twice they're going to pay the price for not having skins taken care of before getting into the comp league. Frag going to find himself another kill, although it's not going to be impactful for their team.
I love the frost play on the Logi hatch drop. It's not something that works frequently. Most teams obviously checking the hatch, checking very carefully, but sometimes that can be successful, and I'd love to see that happen when it does work.
So there we go. That's the Thatcher coming out. We're going to be able to stop the ADSs as well as reach in all the mute jammers that we had in place. We're going to get it opened up, and they're going to start to put a hold on red. So a bunch of avenues being opened up, and that was one of the win conditions, Whiskey, that we talked about, right? They needed more avenues of attack instead of just this one-sided push area. And find that it's could be opened up a ton of stuff now. We'll start to put some pressure on red. The Wamai holding down and the Legion holding onto the catwalk. Let's see if it's going to be impactful here for this.
It's just not feeling, seeing this attacking team is not feeling like it's nearly as coordinated as it needs to be, right? You had 2 players downstairs in lounge, but you had two of the defenders playing upstairs in cash, completely holding onto it, preventing the push in. Okay, we're seeing a couple trades, but boy, they've got to find a way to get those cash players out. Working on it now, finally gaining some real estate, but you're still going to have to deal with, boy, that 2 are still outside from the attackers.
Yeah, but they've got the body balance heavily in their favor now. That Emu getting taken off.
Okay.
On the shoulder. He does find one. Puts it a little bit closer to coming back, but a 1v3 and 40 seconds left. That's the fires to go out. Which means it's going to have to be the scenic route.
Bomb located by attacker.
Heading back into sight. Nobody on the hard breach there, though, to put the pressure on. It seems like a bit of a misstep. Puts himself in place to take the fight onto the gym window. Not going to get that. Now,
no!
They lined up, and it was almost disaster for the attacking team as they all 3 were in line. But fortunately, Lemon able to separate just a tad. They're going to find another win, and that's going to tie up the scoreline, and that's a lot different than what we saw on map number 1.
Boy, with the DMR, I feel like that one could have been a triple kill there, with all of the attackers lining up after hopping in the highway window into the bedroom. So close. The SMG 11 and 1 HP though, not enough to hold on. Gonna see Lemon take their second. Finally, feeling like they got a little bit of life into it, winning some of those gunfights. Was a little worried about the way that they were setting up the execute, but they have found a way to pull it off. So we're gonna shift to the CC cash hold, which again, not very typical here for Clubhouse in the latest competitive meta. Certainly, it's become the tertiary site, but you know, we're on 5 on 1-ups the latter half of their defense, so bringing something
10
else
seconds
out.
left before insertion.
Losing that gym fight, so bringing out a different site, I think is a good call.
5 seconds.
He's on. So, go to CCTV. The one
Attackers
big
must
special
locate
highlight
and
here,
defuse
and
a
you're gonna
bomb.
guess what I'm gonna say. It's the castle, right? It's gonna facilitate that extension downstairs, destroy some of that vertical plate, and really hold on to the garage area.
Sequential breaching
That's
activated.
unfortunate. You lose the dock early on the spawn peak. Body balance is gonna head in favor of Limit. Ooh, did switch up their lineup, by the way. Ace and Thermite on the board, so they realized and recognized that having more avenues open is going to help facilitate getting some of those one-off kills
Bomb has been
and players
located.
returning back to site. They're going to opt to double up on them. I think that's the right call here. So they get the early body balance, they take Doc off the board. Now it's their round to lose.
That's twice, right? We've seen 1-up go down, start off 4v5 here in both round 4 due to a skin issue, and then 5 Glacius down again due to just being overly aggressive to start. Lemon I think is dealing with that certainly much better than they had been. So that to me feels like a great adaptation from this team, but it's unfortunate that they basically started off the last 2 rounds 4v5, but great bandit trick there, even with the highway window open. Just no nades, nobody to deal with it, and then Emu is just gonna go ahead and win that. Jeez. It was a Cade trick. Cade trick.
Even right, even more fancy. So Ace gonna get taken off the board. That's the body balance equalized here. Last minute of 30. And it's gonna start to put some pressure on the attack team now. They're equalizing the score count, and that's gonna be a tough one. 9 gonna find one as a headshot rings out. Still gonna be able to hold on to that catwalk area. Finds another one, and the defense or the attack team just falling apart here on that. They lose a man. The rest of the round goes through. Not gonna have some of that late round adaptations. So it's a 1v3. It's a final push in for Thermite. Got plenty of time to do it, so either gonna get a couple of maybe impactful kills, make the push,
Attackers bomb
or
diffuser
just
has
die
been
as the
dropped.
hop out happens. Frag gonna find it. That's gonna be one for a 1-up.
Yeah, certainly feeling very good right now. Frag is having an incredible game. A lot of supporters in the Twitch chat as well. And for good reason, because he is backing up that with kills and plays here. And even if running out a highway, you know, is not the right play, but when you're down, when you've got a 3-to-1 advantage at the end, that's pushing the mental game an extra step. That's just making it a little bit more difficult for Lemon to get anything going if you're getting killed in those kind
Attackers
of
need to
scenarios.
locate
So
and defuse
rather
as
than
many bombs
sit
as
back,
they can.
relax, and wait, they're gonna go ahead and push it, be ultra aggressive, and start trying to nail, put some nails in the coffin here. It's still early, but 1-up is definitely winning the mental game in my opinion right now.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. Absolutely. Not going to be much of a switch up here for the defense. We're heading back down to that basement area, that church arsenal, and still going to be bringing out the doc. I like it. If he can stay alive long enough to use his gadget, could be a really impactful player. They didn't need it
10
on the
seconds to
last round, and he died early. They still are able to find that round. You're going to
5 seconds left before
big
insertion.
time. You're going to have to find the so you can take them off the board. Dedication to the first game. Ram going to be brought out here. See if they're able to do replicate what they did last time they played on basement.
That's right. We've seen each of the teams win on basement now. So one in favor of the defense, one in favor of the attack. So certainly both have shown that they can win it. So we're getting into the end of this defensive half. I would love to see Lemon work on it. You can see, is that Hibana working on that kitchen hatch on
Attackers
the
have
rappel?
located a
That's a
bomb.
dangerous spot. We saw it potentially.
Knock, knock.
Yeah. Warden's holding that angle, waiting
ready
for
for
it.
Yeah, just take a look. Maybe a C4 C4 out the window too, which we've also seen happen, but it is going to be Emu to find one off the board. Yep, he was ready, he was willing, he took that gunfight. It wasn't going to be the Valkyrie, however, not the Warden, that ended up taking that kill. Did they get the hatch open? That was the question.
I don't think so. It was a little bit tough to tell from the overhead, but it looked like she had got one set of Hibana, maybe one pellet off on the hatch, but then that second not happening.
Tough one. Yep, it is still close. They were able to maintain it. You're going to have to rely on the can openers now, and going to be a little bit tougher scenarios. Ram has already opened up that kitchen, so they're going to have one to hold and one to plant, because, like we said, C4 are just absolutely devastating in that position, and Valkyrie still has one on hand. Oh, already pre-placed, ready to be some damage as they get into that back hallway area. So they are able to get the can opener onto it, which means they're going to open that up, even though the impacts were there to potentially be able to take care of that. Would have been a little bit more difficult, of course, to push down. You have to make the staircase. Instead, vertical pressure going to start to be applied here by the attack team as they are down in the body balance. They need to find one to equalize to help start set up for that execute.
Oof, all of this floor is open. Plenty of opportunity there for the defense to try and hold on. And this right here could be the difference maker. Doc playing in dirt. Does the attacker realize? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. He might be taking a look here. He's waiting for the sound cue.
Trigger
that
discipline.
The flank is potentially going to happen here. And there it is. Let's one pop.
No way. No way.
Trigger discipline in full effect. So here's the theory. When he is alive, he is devastating. A great double that does come out. It's a hot drop down as the nade shot starts to go.
Let's go, Xavier. Oh!
Man, he is dealt with. This team is going to find him now into a 2v1, into a 2v none. Doc taking the triple for his team. That's going to be the round over. 4-2 on the split. Not wholly unexpected.
Oh, I mean, it's hard to even talk about some of that craziness. We don't see this in Pro League games. We don't see it in T2 high level Siege, right? Just walking into dirt, lack of intel, not understanding where all of the players are at. Gives for some incredible some clips, but the double there, just good trigger discipline from Lucius to get that. Xavier answering back with a triple, coming close, ending up at 4 and 6. Gave them a chance, but it just was not quite enough. Gonna see that 4-2 split. Yes, the standard, but certainly it still feels like very one-up-sided as this map is rolled on. They have been very consistent. They've more set the pace of the game. Lemon won a couple, but on one of them was a 4v5 due to the skin, so they haven't been able to show it when one-up is really at full strength. So this is a best of 5. If you're just joining us, we're on map 2. So Lemon has still got some opportunity, but if they go down 2 maps to 0 to start a best of 5 off, that puts them in a very difficult situation.
Tough to climb back on, not impossible. We've seen it. So it is going to switch gears. We are going to see the op swap here. See what they're bringing to the table. Got to tell you, they're already bringing some of the right operators, right? We bring that castle along to help facilitate that extension. I think one of the big things here is going to be Rooney. That devastation from the distance, that DMR in the hands of somebody that knows how to use it is absolutely devastating. And we've seen Xavier be pretty good with his gunplay here. So putting the DMR in his hands, not mad. A little bit of damage onto the Ash as she.
Oh wow, a little too much damage.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
This is certainly a huge hold that they've got in place there with Austin playing in or with Plato playing in Cash. They're really trying hard to prevent the pushover from the construction side. Just hold on to that whole area. It makes it a little bit tougher to gain control of highway, put some pressure from those outside windows. So we're struggling to see whether or not one-up is going to find to be able to put some excess pressure on Lemon's defense. They've got to clear out that cache to start with.
Yep, that's going to be a tough one. Xavier off the board, no more devastation from the DMR, and now in a real rough spot, but he's going to find a kill. And that was a great kill as they took Bragg off the board. Now, he is stuck. They do have the crossfire set up, so he is going to lose his life in the process.
Bomb located by
Not a
attackers.
bad play here. It's a 4v3 and 16 left on the board. High windows, they're able to take that deployable shield down and take away one of those critical push points. The wall bang, absolutely devastating. Game sense proving to be huge there, knowing that somebody's going to sit it. That was a tough one. Now we'll put ourselves into a 4v2 whiskey, and we still got 55 on the board.
Plenty of time here for the 1-up team to continue exerting some of that dominance, but Plains going to try and hold it back. This is a dangerous spot, though, holding Jim, oh yeah, and taking down there. Knew exactly where he was. When you had one in gym and you had one in bathroom, gave a lot of opportunities for the attackers to make the push in, so heard that Frost Mat go off at the end. So Lemon, I really liked the cash hold. I think that wasted a lot of time. Backed up with the bandit batteries, with the Jaegers to try and hold on, but not quite enough time spent and not quite enough time wasted, and 1-up was able to clear a lot of it out. I really felt like we were seeing a better game out of Lemon, but right now 5-2 half. I mean, that last map, if you're just joining us, we saw 1-up win 7-2 on KAFE. This one is 1-up's map pick.
Attackers
so
need to locate and defuse as
this
many
one
bombs
certainly
as they
they
can.
should be very good on attack. But Clubhouse is a map that every competitive team I think has got a strap for. It's played so often. Feels very much like one of those maps that, you know, every team has at least has got something available, even if it's not their primary choice. It's probably still in the top 3.
That's right, yeah, default strats for sure. So, speaking of default strats, we're going to see one right here. That's the gym bedroom. We're going to see the mirror come out. We're going to see the castle help facilitate that extension. Mute some of that intel. A little bit of that breach denial. I mean,
5
even
seconds
though this
remaining.
is kind of the default strat, it's still an absolute classic, right? And it works. It's
Attackers
really
objective
easy
is
to
to
utilize
locate the
today.
bomb and defuse it.
Gotta bring something to deal with those mirrors and stop that push in from hot tub, wherever that secondary mirror is going to be placed. It's like going to go onto construction. It's going to go onto the side wall. Why is he putting it down low like that? Well, he's going to be using that kind of like a deployable shield that you can see here. Provides a little safety to your face. Behind that bulletproof allows you to pop up and take that shot and be absolutely devastating. Starting to see gridlock on the board. Put some tracks onto the red area. Activating Delta sequence. Wait, stop that flank from behind.
Definitely interesting to me still that we saw Lemon pick the attack to start, right? They must have felt very confident on their attacking game, and we're hoping for potentially better than that 4-2 half. But this interesting that we're seeing Sledge played on the attacking side, right? It's pretty rare that you see him played now with the nerf to the nades and with the rise of Buck just being so good. And I think Ram has really increased her utility along with the ACOG meta, made her a much more viable operator. And, you know, if you're looking for some very specific vertical play to happen, she can do a lot more in a short amount of time.
So right now, Dokeby and Wamai going to get taken down off the board. For Dokeby, that's the intel gone, sussing out that potential for the roam game. Throwing a couple of flashes. Hopefully trying to catch somebody rotating. It's the shots off the deployable. Oh! Shotgun versus shotgun, but Austin going to win that one. That's going to put the body balance heavily in favor now of Lemon. They all got to do is hold on for these last two. We've seen them throw these kind of moves before. They've got still plenty of time. They don't need to push this, right? They don't need to take every single gunfight. They need to take the ones they know for sure they can win. They've got him lost inside of logic. It's going to make it a little bit tougher. The mirror still being an absolutely impactful gadget there on the swing. Austin finds the triple kill. He's going to put it all on the shoulders. Nobody is the round. Going to wind it down, and Lemon.
Yep. 1-up not able to deal with the mirror, right? I did not catch whether or not Ace had any of those charges left, but it was unfortunate that they didn't find a way. If that mirror window had been open, I think Ace would have won that fight and then been able to take the fight from the bedroom door as well, right? Him having to take two basically 180-degree fights in construction, basically impossible for, you know, all but the most gifted
Attackers need
Siege
to
players to
locate
try
and
and win,
defuse
and
as many
sometimes
bombs as they
just
can.
straight impossible when you've got defenders on both sides. If that mirror window had been open, he's able to swing, take out the castle early, focus on the door. There's a good chance that he won that one. So unfortunate from an attacking side that they had that piece of defensive utility still up, not able to clear it out. On the defense, great job keeping the mirror alive. Gonna bring her out again. I think she's the right choice for a basement defense to try and hold on a little bit longer. To me, Cade is not banned. Would love to
10
see him
seconds
probably
left before
come out
insertion.
because I think that they had been struggling to get some of these hatches open
5
and playing
seconds
the
to go.
vertical game. Lemon had been doing a good job of that on Cafe,
Attackers are
so
moving out.
let's see a little bit more investment in that.
Combo gadget there, right? It's gonna be the Falcon cam set up inside of the bathroom to watch that hallway rotate, the C4 pre-placed, and a little bit of a European style mirror play here, right? We don't see this often here in where they split up the church wall. It does leave you a little bit vulnerable from that hatch drop inside of Moto. Where's the second one at? Is this a blue hole?
They're gonna hot drop blue.
Oh, look at this, folks.
The mirror is
Ready,
getting.
because the plays are gonna come out like crazy. Starts to send it in. Already gonna take one down. Blitz is gonna lose his life, and it just fell apart. The hot drop not being effective, although they still took some space and they got themselves a couple of kills. So it is a 3v2. Not all hope is lost, but that was a devastating drop. The defense just absolutely ready for it. A couple players onto that mirror window, and that was good.
Well, the mirror window wasn't up into blue, right? We just saw Ash crack it, but you could see the outline of Mira putting up that window into blue. You know, I think the attackers had a little bit of knowledge that that it was not there. They didn't have a view in it, but certainly you know that hatch is going to open. You just don't know that there's going to be 4 players dropping the hatch at the same time. It was a great play from the attackers. Love seeing them again. That feels like a very confident team playing. Yeah, they're gonna lose this one, but that was a fun round of Siege.
Yeah, that was very fun. I love the hot drops. I love the quick plays. I love the blitz coming out, and I love that it got shut down immediately. That was absolutely fun to watch. So 5-4 is Lemon starting to make the climb back to getting the scoreline equalized here. Not a bad play. If you're one up, you might start to take it a little bit more seriously on your attack side now, right? A little bit slower. Get rid of some of those impactful players that are stopping your push in. Gonna have to do it on the Tersh site, so we had to cache and CCTV. No Azami to hold that catwalk in place. So
Attackers need to locate and defuse
solely
bombs.
resting on the Wamai and his ability to stop those projectile rounds. So specifically, the ones from the Capitao, they're gonna look to try to burn them out of that critical push point.
That's right. CC Cash. So from the one up, from the Lemon and defense side, we haven't seen it yet. So this will be the first opportunity. Now they won 2 in a row. So they won gym, they won basement, went for the tertiary site. It's going to be Cash as opposed to bar stage. Sorry, my friend. I don't think we're actually gonna get to see that one in this game. It's the grand.
10 seconds left before insertion.
That's true. It is the grand final. It's a $300
5
prize
seconds
pool
remaining.
between these two teams. So the opportunity, the first place taking home 200,
Attackers are
second
moving
taking
out to
home
locate a
100. So
bomb
there's
and
$100 on the line. They're gonna say, nah, for that much, you couldn't bet me $100. I'm gonna play bar stage. That's what I think we got seeing right now.
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh well. Hey, dare to dream, right? Dare to dream. So we are going to see Cade on the board. Maybe go for a little bit of that Cade trick. Hoping to time that a little bit better. He is going to stop whatever attempt they were trying to bring in, but they weren't even focused on it just yet. Now, opened up that top part. Life's a call here. Now, why are we wasting so much efforts on that? Is the big question, right? We have the can openers of Captain.
Fragged.
No, you.
Bomb located by attackers.
Yeah, Frag, we caught that on stream. You're one tap. Devastating, my friend, as they're going to take the spawn peak off the board. Sheesh! Really good play there. And now we're going to start to see some vertical
Attackers
pressure
dropped the
applied from Buck. Ace going to lose his life in the process. Make breaching in just a bit
Attackers
tougher
recovered
there.
the bomb diffuser.
We find ourselves equalized on the 4-4, putting everybody up onto the table. The floor is lava when Buck is below. Let's see if they're going to be able to maintain any sort of safety there.
I mean, momentarily you can, but certainly I think that that's a dangerous place to play long-term, right? Yeah, taking the shots in from construction, and if these attackers can get that Conwall single open, that is certainly going to make this a lot harder. They need that. They've only got can openers, though, Capital, so he's got to try and stay alive long enough to be able to get that utility in place.
Great rotate around as they're able to take that intel off the board. VP is gone. I thought that was a head. I would have been fooled. So still applying some of that pressure here from the construction area. They're going to have to find this Jaeger here if they're going to want to be able to push in. It's 30 seconds left. They're going to take Capital off the board, and that's going to give the body bounce tipped over to Lemon. Here's they're trying to tie up this score line. It's 4-3 in the C4 to take another.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a huge one. Now puts us into 4v2, all resting on the shoulders of IQ and Buck. They're split up here as they're gonna find Buck.
Yep, Lemon, great hold there upstairs in this 2F site. They found a way to just shut one up down, and boy, that was 3 in a row for them now. We've seen the complete round rotate as we head into round 11, tied up 5-5. So we saw 1 up win 3 in a row, 2 on defense, and then 1 on attack, and then Lemon has won the last 3. And now they get an opportunity to go back to the sites that they had won. We're going to see the gym bedroom. Boy, we talked about 1 up, I think back like in round 6 and 7, that they had started to put the proverbial nail in the coffin here to try and hold it down. But Lemon has certainly, come alive here, and talked about it being a little bit. It seemed strange that Lemon had picked to start on attack when they had the opportunity to start defense, but they seem to be a team that is comfortable starting on attack and making that push in. That seems like it's worked at this point.
So back up to the gym bedroom whiskey, and we're going to run the same strat back, except for Sans the Mira. Not going to utilize her this time for that construction and that bathroom.
10 seconds left before insertion.
We're going to double up on the projectile now. Both Jaeger and Wilmai coming out. It's not a bad plan, but I think might be a misstep. That Mira is so impactful on those critical push points.
Attackers
Bring her along could be a misstep. We'll find out here, though. It is tied up 5-5. Start to see them. Waiting. They just know.
1 up, knowing.
No. Wow. Assuming it, they were correct. They lost the fight anyways. That's going to take us to 1-1 as the Bucks off the board. That's a huge pick. If you're Lemon, you're feeling happy about that exchange.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, knowing that that this team, right? What would you do if you were playing in that site? Yeah, take a couple shots up. That wall is soft. Go ahead and take the shots, make it happen. But to unfortunately peek it again and have the exchange happen, that was unfortunate. 9 court. Let's go. That's taking this. Was that through the highway window into cash?
I don't know. He's definitely out there with it, though. Yeah, it was. Look at him. He's got the hand. He'll be able to deal with these castles quite effectively. A lot of times we see a Flores, but he's looking to try to get that wall bang again. And somebody's close and sitting there for it. So they open up, try to put some pressure onto that gym bedroom area as they already opened up. Hot tub. That's going to put the body balance heavily now in favor of 1 up as they find themselves in a 4v2.
Did they leave the bathroom wall soft? It looked like the bathroom wall was soft there. Yeah, you got Ace trying to open it up, but boy, this is an interesting place to leave it open, and Gridlock jumps in. Oh.
Shots ring out, going for the counter there. Send in impact. Just gonna pokeball, 2 turns off the board, taking us into a 3v2. Still got plenty of time left. And that, oh, wow. Xavier and Willie to find one. Now gonna put all the pressure on the sledge. It's a low health scenario. It's only going to take a couple of bullets from each here to be able to find these kills. Rotate from bathroom. We're going to take a couple of pop shots. Plenty of time here. Get a drone in there, figure out exactly where these defenders are, and then go for the plant. Now, diffuser is down inside of sight on an opened up floor. Look at this. 3 and 15. He's going to find the Wamai, but he's going to get taken down. He was also on a low health scenario. Whiskey. Gonna need one after that. Match point scenario.
Match
Not
point.
where we thought that was going to be going, right? At the beginning, momentum was in the favor of one up. Lemon proven that they are here to play.
4 in a row. 4 in a row from this team, and come alive here on their defense of Clubhouse. I think, maybe bringing out the strat we weren't expecting, choosing to go on attack to start, and then feeling very confident
Attackers
in
need to
their
locate and
their
defuse as many
defense of
bombs as they
Clubhouse
can.
as they walked in, and certainly that has been it. We've not found a way for one up to sort of deal with this Lemon defense so far, right? It's a last opportunity. One up has got one more opportunity to try and send this one into OT to hang on. It's still early in a best of 5, but it's the momentum swing has been substantial here for this Lemon team.
Absolutely. And to head down to the basement for a potential site-winning round. I don't know. This feels pretty good if you're a Lemon Esports
10 seconds
fan.
left before
Bring out the slowdown, right? We've got the Banshees in place. They're going to get that sound
5
cue
seconds left.
from where that push is happening at. Still got the mirror to hold on to the church. Did they
Attackers
go
must
for the
locate
split
and
wall
defuse the bomb.
approach again? Look, he's going to get it a little quicker this time.
Yep, gonna make sure he got that PC utility in. I don't think One Up was gonna try that again. That's a once and done kind of a scenario. Yeah, they brought the split with the middle wall open, but that's a unique one. I loved seeing it, but we're talking long-term success strategy. I don't think that's the one that is going to win, especially if One Up
Bomb
is
located
expecting
by
it.
attackers.
And that was really sort of the start of the downfall. That basement win that Lemon got was their second in a row in what's now this 4-round win. So, yeah, don't risk it now.
So, we find ourselves in a precarious situation if you're one up, and you took your opponent's map, but you're on the verge of losing your own. What's the switch up here? They're going with a little bit of classic siege. Not going to go for that repel. We saw it be so devastating in the opposite direction. No impact there to really stop the push in towards the Savannah. Probably is going to get this hatch opened up for free. They start to open up that verticality into the kitchen area, put some pressure on it from above. I don't know, minute and 47 left on the board. We're going to see some intel start to work, find out where the heck these defenders are playing at.
Look at all of you got all those attackers upstairs putting pressure on this team. You got all of the defenders bunkered back down. Yes, you got half this round left. It's a minute 27 left, but there is nobody upstairs, no extension to try and put some pressure on this team. That's one thing we saw One Up do very well in their defense. Lots of roam, lots of pressure, lots of extension. That was working very successfully. And whether or not this is going to be the round, basement came close, but Plane is going to take another one.
That Vector, absolutely devastating, taking Emu off the board. He has dropped down into Moto. He had the play for the rotate, took the swing, the Banshee charge goes off, and they're going to find that kill. So, it's a low health scenario for both the Jaeger and the Habana here. Body balance does sit in favor of Lemon here for this match point scenario. 50 seconds left, Whiskey, and they're going to equalize. Is 9 going to find it? 12 and 8 he sits. He's becoming one of those win condition players. This will still be the pressure from the vertical. He's going to miss that shot. Now Plains with the double, waiting for that drop down. But there's Ward. No, it's not Ward. It's all low health scenarios.
Oh,
the whole defense
no.
drops down the hatch, finds one, starts to push in towards that back area. Nobody makes the push yet, but he finds Habana off the board. Great game sense, and it's looking like it's all falling apart in this last 18 seconds. It's all going to rest on the shoulders of 9, who sits 13 and 8 for 12 seconds. It's low health scenario yet again, and they're going to find one off the board. The triple code ringing out, puts the shots from behind. Shotgun ringing out. 9! No way! Who are you? Able to clutch up on the double with the shotgun in his face. The battle for blue going in the way of the attack, and we're seeing OT.
The battle for blue. There's, 20 seconds left in that round. There's no way I'm saying One Up wins that round. Unbelievable game there from 9core to find those kills at the end on a low health scenario, like you said, with the shotgun in his face. Chaos there at the end. Lemon just sort of falling apart. Like we talked about, they had all bunkered back down with a minute 20 left in the round. No real pressure. Allowed One Up to sort of set themselves up for the drop down moto, the
Attackers
pressure
need
in
to
blue,
locate and
the
defuse
push
as
down
many
main
bombs as they
stairs. They were just able to set themselves up for all of that, and Lemon unprepared for that to happen. So the interesting thing here is they're going to continue the defensive round as we go into OT. So a little bit same. We're going to go upstairs to that 2F. So that was the only defensive round that they lost, but certainly the one, or the only one they lost in the basement. Certainly that was what they needed. Now, can they continue the defensive streak? They're still on a 4-1, we'll call it.
10 seconds left.
So, equalize. 6-6. Round is fresh and
5
new.
seconds
It's
left before
OT.
insertion.
And we head back up to the gym bedroom area. And, Jesus, just
Attackers
off the
must
back of
locate
some
and
individual throws, they can find those kills. Putting them up into that 15-kill area. Having a phenomenal game. Definitely became the win condition here. You gotta stop 9 if you want a chance of winning this. So, classic, right? We go back to it. We bring out the mirror. We bring out the castle. No attention towards that CCTV wall as they keep it soft, allowing Buck to just open it right up.
And I just want to say, obviously, for the Raiders coming in, thank you very much for that and joining us. We're on a grand final match here in the Shock R6 Season 2 Minor. It's a best of 5, so we're seeing potentially 5 siege maps tonight. These two teams fighting it out for the big prize pool. 1UP Esports is currently up 1-0 over Lemon with a 7-2 victory on KAFE. So this one is it. Are we going to go into map 3 tied up 1-1, or are we going to see 1UP Esports in a 2-0? Certainly that's where they want to be. And right now, Lemon is, like you said, got to find a way to stop 9.
Xavier and Plains put in the work, right? They've been active all map, and they're going to find 2, and that's going to give the body bounce tipped over to Lemon Esports here on their defensive round. So that feels pretty good. Even though they lost the early guys, they were able to refrag into the next century. But Frag, not to be outdone, does find the headshot onto Plains. That's going to get that equalizer here on the score line. Sends in a twitch, not able to take the mirror
Attackers
off.
recovered the bomb diffuser.
Still hold on to that cache area, and oh man, 2Turn going to find Xavier. Those were the 2 big plays that we were talking about. It's going to all be left on the shoulders now of Plato and Willie, who are both, of course, been impacted. They can bring this back, and that's going to be the frost trap to find 1. Is he going to be able to get out of it in time? He is. It's a 3v1 now. Fragged on the triple kill. It's going to looking like we're going to get to see a plant going down. So a C4 to ring out, but it's not going to find anything. It's going to be the shots from behind. Holy Whip City, as he really missed his opportunity there. Now they know exactly where he's at, and with that gym bedroom door not being prepped, they're going to be able to get in there and get the plant for free. The cross set up. Frag going to find it, and that's going to be the first of overtime going to 1UP. And yeah, shout out Davina. Absolutely goated in the game. One of my favorite R6 content creators. But I mean, she's also a variety streamer. So if you get a chance, do yourself a favor, go check out the Davina stream. She's absolutely goated in the game. Thank you so much for that raid.
Oh, what a round there. 1UP has now won 2 in a row off the back of that incredible clutch up there in the basement. And now I was going to say, I mean, that 2F site certainly seemed like that was the one that Lemon had been dominant on. They had won it 3 times in 3 times in the second floor in the middle part of their defense. So that was definitely what appeared to be their stronghold. Now 1UP gets a chance to go on defense. Lemon did find 2 on attack. They won basement and they won the 2F games site.
Located by
so I think that's part of the strategy here from 1UP. They're picking the cache CC site, which they did win. So this was the only upstairs site that they got the win on, preventing Lemon here hopefully from holding out. Now, like we said, this is a best of 5. We are up 1 map, 1UP, so they can win in OT. They're gonna go up 2-0 in that best of 5 and put them a single map away from winning this grand final. Lemon's got to hold on, my friend.
Yeah.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
In their hands to win or lose this match. I mean, they put together a stellar run. They had some momentum in their favor. Let's see if they're going to be able to double up on it. So bring up the double up. See if they're going to be impactful. They're going to double up on the hard breach, which I think is the right call here. Open up that construction, open up that that main wall, and then put some direct pressure from the garage as well. Capitao to chase out that will mine. See if they'll be able to do it. So they're going for, they went.
Is he gonna get it? Is he gonna get it?
Nope, they are not. He's not going to be able to case trick it. They're not going to be able to open it up. That's going to lose both case charges.
Yep, that is unfortunate. Well played there from the attackers. Using all 3 of those Thatcher EMPs, I think that was the game changer. Previously, we had seen the K-Trick be successful on that wall, on the 2F site, and that might have been part of the success that 1UP had, so well played by Lemon to change up the strategy.
Shot through the drone hole, not able to just yet. They're going to open up that castle barricade, start to put some pressure onto the vertical hold. The castle is brought out here. They're putting a 2-on-1. Great idea. He's going to take some shots here. He's in the relative safety of the swamp area, so he's going to rotate up and look to catch one on the backside, but they knew it. Game sense was on point. Xavier to take 2 turn off the board, and that's going to put us into a 5v3 now, as they're also going to find fragged off the board off of his trade. Capitao Dundada for the attack team puts us into a 4v3, and still going to hold that pressure from below.
Yeah, frag going down, leaving it all up to 9 core there at 16, 8, and 2, certainly going crazy. Talked about potentially that being one of the win conditions and playing the rafters position. They don't have, Capitao's not left alive. They have not cleared rafters, do not have an opportunity to try and get him out there. They know he's playing up there, but what, throwable utility? Looks like none. They've got a single Claymore left.
9. Gonna find another one. He's gonna be 1 away if he finds the next kill from hitting 20.
Whoa! Oh!
The swing almost lines up for 2. But instead, he's gonna take the homie out in his attempt to find it. That's gonna be another one in favor of 1UP, as they now lead the series 2-0, putting us on a series point map coming up.
Wow, my friend. 9 core going crazy there. An 8-6 victory there for this 1UP team. And yeah, boy, we were talking about the fact that Lemon needed to win one to try and tie it up. Unfortunately, they don't pull it off. 2-0 as we head into map 3. 1UP is feeling very good right now, feeling on fire, closing out those 2 overtime rounds. It looked like all Lemon for most of the second half of that map. 1UP showing up exactly when they needed to.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. It was a valiant attempt, but now we find ourselves in a do-or-die situation, as we are potentially 1 map away from sealing up this best-of-5. Sit back, relax, because when we come back, we're bringing you the 3rd map. Ayo.
Let's go.
What's up, and welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and players. If you're just joining us, well, welcome. I'm sure somebody has cookies around here or something. We appreciate you hanging out. It's the Shock R6 Grand Finals. I am still the Reverend Whiskey Glitter, and with me, as always, Mr. Whiskey Run. What do you think, man? 2-0? Eesh.
1-up, definitely having a great game so far. Showed a lot more dominance on KAFE, winning that one 7-2. Little bit more vulnerable as they went into their map pick on Clubhouse and just barely winning an OT 8-6. So Lemon had been on a tremendous run there in the middle of their defensive half. It was looking like their map to lose, which unfortunately they did. And you're right, 1-up taking that 2-0 spot here as we roll into the third map, which is Chalet, my friend. And I think we are ready to go.
Chalet. It's a classic, right? If you've ever played a round of Siege, you've played it on Chalet, and it's Whiskey Run's favorite map. Why? Because it brings so much to the table, right? We got that verticality, lots of first floor play being had, lots of full floor extensions. I don't know. Chalet seems like it's going to be down to the wire.
Certainly a lot of opportunity there for this team. You know, Chalet, like you called it, a lot of opportunity, a lot of well, 1 sec.
Oh,
there.
yeah,
Prod was
like
trolling for a second. No, we're good. Okay. Yeah, we might have to take a pause there after the pick phase. We'll see whether or not we get to that point. But yeah, 1-up, two maps to 0, and Chalet, like you said, my favorite map. Really looking forward to see what these teams bring out. Certainly, as we've rolled into the year 9, very much a first floor meta on Chalet with a lot of vertical play and very much separated across that midline of the map. So the question is, how is each of these teams going to play it? How are they going to choose to change up the strategy a little bit? From a ban perspective, basically nothing. Both Ying and Monty banned again.
They just don't want to play Monty, right? I mean, and he's there's a reason why. He is now a viable option in that 1vx scenario, being able to bash his way to victory. Well, not going to be the case here. They're going to take Monty off the board. Mira going to be the next to follow. No surprises there. She's been absolutely impactful on both of the last 2 maps. Not going to be able to use it on Chalet, where we see a couple of newer Mira strats to be had. Who's the last one? You think it's going to be Azami? I think it's going to be Azami. Oh,
Azami, it could be. I think Azami is a good call. Yeah, you nailed it. I think Azami is the right one because the way that she changes up the hold upstairs in library, the way that she changes up the hold in piano, I think that's a good call because she just she brings something extra that makes it really difficult to manage, especially when you have no Mira on the board, right? She sort of, you know, holds onto that mezzanine, changes the way that you're going to hold that. So without the Mira, you sort of need the Azami. Okay, so then the other team says we're going to deny you that option as well. Lemon's starting on attack for the 3rd map in a row, so I think they're feeling very confident in their attacking strats moving into this one. This is we're back to. Ooh, now I'm trying to remember. I want to make sure I call it right. This Chalet is Lemon's map pick, so this is the one, their next map that they wanted. We're pretty deep in the map pool, though, my friend.
Well, Chalet isn't very deep into the map pool.
Well, we're at the point where you've got, at this point, the teams have banned 6 maps, or picked 6 maps. So right, we've got all the way down to the end. They didn't want to play either of the new maps. No Nighthaven, no Consulate out there, and Chalet is what's left over. So it's interesting that it made it this far in, right? Once we get down into the border and skyscraper, I think then it'll be very, very dangerous to see how it's going to go. But looks like the teams are ready, so it's time. And called it, that first floor meta in year 9 going to continue. We're going to start off with that first floor bar gaming for Chalet. And this, if you're just joining us, best of 5 right at the beginning of map 3. Welcome, everyone.
That's right. Okay.
Attackers
bar
need to
gaming
locate and
without
defuse
a
the
Mira
bombs
and without an Azami. what do you do to combat and hold that top area? I think we're probably going to see a dedicated hold into that corner, right?
Bomb
That library
located by
corner,
attackers.
forcing them to take that engagement. It's one of the reasons you're seeing potentially the Capitao being brought out here, is to fire up that library corner. But we'll see. Solus is on the board. So with this being kind of a smaller map, right? I mean, it's not huge. It's not incredibly small, but there's plenty of opportunity for the Solus to collect that intel and act on it. She sees a phone outside, it's a run out.
10
She sees a
seconds to
phone
go.
up on rappel, it's a run out. She sees where those drones are being placed at. She
5
knows
seconds
where
to
the
go.
push is coming from, or the flank watch is in place. So I think it's a great adaptation here.
Attackers are
Solus
moving
out,
to defuse a bomb.
got the smoke to hold on for that area denial.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
And of course,
Attackers
the
recovered the bomb
ever-present,
diffuser.
always consistent. We are going to see the frost on the board for Chalet. Surprise, surprise.
I have to go back and check. I think it's got to be 100%, my friend. I know, you know, it's the Alps. It's in the snow. Seems like a pretty good place for her to start at. But all the windows upstairs, right? There's a lot of window jump-ins for Chalet. I think really increases her utility. There's not a ton of opportunity, but I'm just gonna say for the walk-in, what there is a lot of opportunity from this one-up team is the run-out. They absolutely love being aggressive on defense. They have been consistent across the board, and it felt like we didn't get to see a lot of one-up defense because there was so much action happening on the latter half of the previous map that it seemed like we had a long break between one-up defenses. But they showed it on Cafe heavy, and I think we're gonna see it again here on Chalet. Heavy aggressive attack one-up or a defense.
Have the Solus pinched out on the solar rappel and on the main window rappel, but unfortunately not able to capitalize. She's able to WASD to the solar stairs, which is definitely a huge push point, right? We see a lot of dedication. Look at that. To rotate all the way back down and around. Maybe the shots outside, 2 low health scenarios now as Capitao and Nomad both reduced to under that 20 HP area. Nomad is one fragment of a bullet away from being taken off the board. However, we still sit 5-5, right? One-shot headshot game. They are still viable components to the team. See if their aim is able to help them out for that. As they start to push in towards this master area, put some pressure on the blue stair, where that wood shield is being held at. It's one of those points you have to get through.
You have to. You have to. If we don't see this team try and clear out the shield, it's going to make it nearly impossible to try and make the push down. It almost feels like interesting. One of the other operators that is almost a necessity on Chalet, Flores. Not seeing the Flores brought out. He's really not been a staple on either of these two teams and either of the previous 2 maps. No one really playing a lot of Flores, but that feels like a bit of a miss right now as they're still struggling to try and gain some of this control. Looks like they got the shield down, but they do not have control yet. Will my holding down library stairs?
Yeah, unafraid, and got some of that top or bottom control as well through the attack. So see some of those smokes come out and stop that push forward. Is going to make it a tough spot for this last 17 seconds. Coming down to the blue stairs, they are located on the cams. Smoke's coming out, is stopping this push. It's to rotate down below. There's only a couple points he can push in from. He's going to get taken down, but at a cost. As now it's pushed all over the shoulders of Umar. In this 1v4, 9 going to go crazy. 1, 2, 3, line him up, and he says easy peasy.
No way.
Both lemon and squeezy.
Where that takes on a whole new meaning considering the teams that are playing tonight, but a triple from 9-cord to finish out the round. We talked about that being a win condition on Clubhouse, was that Lemon needed to find a way to stop him. I think we're just going to go ahead and roll that out forward onto this round. They've still got to find a way to stop 9-cord. For sure, it feels like a little bit of a component of luck of having all of the defense piled up there, but also the attackers all piled up. Also just a misstep, right? And taking advantage, being in the right place at the right time to take advantage of that. So great play there from him to come out, finishing off one of the other players down. So yes, it looks like the 3K scoreline, but Lemon's got to find a way to slow this very aggressive defense down, and that's tough to do. We talk about slow down on the defense side. It's tough when you're trying to pull that off when you're on the attack.
I don't know if that was luck. It's something
10
we
seconds
saw in
remaining.
Clubhouse, where they're putting 3 people rushing through one doorway. You know, it's something
5
we saw
seconds
in
left
Cafe,
before
where it was
insertion.
multi-hat trap at the same time. That's just something that Lemon does to try
Attackers
to
are moving to
overwhelm
defuse the bomb.
whatever area they're coming from. The problem is, when you don't have your crossfire set up and you've got somebody like 9 coming in, it's an easy sweep up because you're lined up ready for it. So, I don't know. Could be a little bit of a misstep, could be a luck, but I'm not thinking so. It seems to be something that we've seen out of Lemon quite a few times now, where they're trying to overwhelm a certain area. And because they had so much of the area denied to them, right, the hatches were being blocked by the smokes, you only had 1 to 2 doorways to come in to try to facilitate that. And unfortunately, they lost out in that last process, just like they lost out one of the last times that they played it. So we head to that other first floor site, kitchen dining. Gonna be a couple of usuals we see. We'd love to see the Maestro being utilized here. I'm not exactly sure why the Maestro is so powerful on kitchen dining. All right, I haven't been able to puzzle that together, but it is. It's effective every single time, and you see tons of comp teams use it. So there is something special bringing the Maestro to kitchen dining for sure.
Look at this. So holding the angle from Piano, they've got to work on clearing that out. From my perspective, right, you're seeing this defense. One of the holes that maybe, you know, Lemon is trying to work right now, they basically gave up the whole library side of the map for free. No real hold on library, no real hold downstairs on the first floor. So the attacking team has got all of that real estate for free. You can see them making this push up. If they can gain some of this control on Piano, they're going to have a huge chunk of this map, and it really feels like one-up is sort of backed off. Now, the wild card in this is Legion playing downstairs was in Snowmobile, making the push-up fireplace stairs. If they don't, I was going to say, if they have not identified that he's playing there it is. I was going to say, boy, that drone was in a spot. They let him hang out downstairs, ready for the flank. That was going to be a big one, but good job on Lemon there, utilizing the intel to suss him out.
So it's going to be holding on to the right, taking the shots onto the double, not going to find anything just yet. Pushing back around to the blue area, so we're just retaking sites here, or retaking some map control here on the defense. We'll have that Mez presence available. Frost going to find one on the backside. It starts to happen. Going to pay the price for the hubris. He's now he's coming out. Going to try to reveal anybody still playing inside the site. But here's we still have pressure. Haven't dealt with it yet. Now that IQ gets taken down, takes us to an equalized scoreline with 20 seconds left, and the vertical still being had here, and that's going to be Nomad to go down, but the trade comes out as Emu's going to get taken off the board. Now puts us into a 2v2. It's the plan starting to go down. It's the crossfire set up, but the vertical, like we said, not dealt with, and you pay the price for it this time, as they're going to be able to take this one out fairly, well, not fairly easy, but still with general ease because the verticality was still being had.
Yep, it was a good execute on the side of Lemon. Looked like they had found a way to make some progress, had gotten a little bit of had gained some control upstairs, but IQ going down in office was sort of the start of that downfall. You had 9 playing upstairs, just did not have any attackers available to go and try and put any sort of split pressure, no ghost pressure upstairs to divert the attention, able to kill 2 through the hatch, playing vertically. Well done
Defenders,
by one-up.
protect your bombs
Lemon
from
looked
being
like they
defused by
had,
attackers.
had made some progress, but unfortunately sort of fell apart at the end. One-up continuing their dominance on the defensive side of the map. So if you're Lemon, though, this is a best of 5 and potentially the final map. We don't want to have them wait until you get into the second half of this map until they're on defense to start to show some life again. That really is going to put a ton of pressure on this team that's completely unnecessary if they can try and find some wins early. Of course they're trying, but make the change in this case early on. Try and find
10
a
seconds remaining.
attacking win so that they're leaning so much on their defense.
5 seconds left
I
before
agree with you
insertion.
100%. So we're going to see the basement site for the Tersh, and
Attackers'
it's a kind
objective
of
is to locate a
I
bomb
don't know,
and defuse it.
not controversial, but there's 2 sides, right? Some people are basement all the way, that snowmobile area all the way, and some are headed for that tertiary site. I don't like the basement, personally, right? I think there's too many avenues to attack, and you really got to be on your game. That's going to be tough, especially when you go down in the man advantage, right? It's going to be Souls taking on the one. That's one of the critical points to hold in basement is having that flank, having that vertical pressure still above and around. Nope, they are going to find that main advantage. Going to start opening up that lobby floor, create some of that fish in a barrel situation.
Attackers dropped the
hanging
diffuser.
on into the site.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
By Legion.
I was gonna say he was holding the trophy window, looking to see whether or not any of the attackers were not paying attention as they made the push up. Maybe going for that trench attack to push down. That could have been very dangerous, and nobody, fortunately, was in a position to
Attackers have
get
recovered
caught
their
out like
diffuser.
that. But Legion has sort of got this whole half of the map putting
Attackers
some
have located
pressure
a
on.
bomb.
I don't think they've identified him in any of the drones yet. He's going to give away his position there, or at least slightly audibly. But the main focus from the attack downstairs, they've got the main breach open. It looks like they're going to go and try for not a quick plant, but a close to the breach plant.
Yeah. So to send out the smoke across areas. I've got the OC set up, but unfortunately, not going to take one. He is going to get taken down by Xavier, so the body bounce is still going to remain in the hands of Lemon. Still got that verticality to deal with. They're going to try it again. They're just going to start to push in towards that trash area. They're going to find that fairly easy. As fast as they can kill outside of the smoke. Put this into a 3v3 as it starts to wind down here in this last bit of the round. Still got 65 seconds on the board, making that push towards the closet area. Now, all going to rest on the shoulders of Fenrir, and just like that, Lemon comes out of nowhere.
That was a huge whiff by Fenrir. I thought for sure that he was going to be able to win that gunfight, but I mean, after we saw Osa go down at the trash cans, not clearing out connector, that one completely looked like One Up had it, and just overplayed their hand, got a little bit too aggressive, and allowed Lemon to take some of those 1v1 gunfights and win them. Wow, really unfortunate. What a swing there. Boy, we talked about going into the start of that round that Lemon needed to find a way to win on attack so they weren't so focused on the defense. And they pulled it off. You talked about basement being a bit of a risk on the defense, and that really showed why. Even when it looked like One Up had that site on lockdown, it all sort of fell apart. 2v1 heading into round 4.
Yeah, that's the problem. Exactly how that round ended is there's just too many areas to try to hold, especially when you're in that forward man count position, right? So they walk in on the backside, is off the back of a Fenrir whiff. It's going to find Lemon getting their first round on the tertiary side, which means first bit of round rotate. Dada, goodbye, sign up. See you later. We're going to see
5 seconds left before
this
insertion.
similar strat. We are going to stay with that first four.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
A ton during this series to see probably why. Now Cam's being absolutely huge, especially playing below, waiting
The
for
attacker's
that
bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Yep, playing below for the C4 and just feeding some intel. It's one of the things that we've seen Lemon struggle with was gaining and utilizing intel for them to be able to put some pressure on this defense. So unfortunately, no IQ, so they're going to have to rely on seeing those Valcams and maybe knowing where they are, but also no Flores again, nothing to try to work on taking the shield down without more direct contact. So you're going to have the Zofia, you've got the Ashe. Both of them can be very good for trying to take the shield down, but puts you in the line of sight, puts a little bit of extra pressure on the attackers as they try and clear out that utility. So that could be a bit of a risk, but starting at a 5v4, great place to do it.
Absolutely. Then take fragged off the board, and that's the Frost going to be gone. Start pushing towards this vertical pressure here. As we see some introduction into the bathroom. Stop the Nomad or the air jabs coming out to stop some of that flank potentially coming through. And not a bad setup. So
A bomb has been located.
To try to still suss out where the heck that vertical presence was, and yet again, they still have not dealt with the shield. That's the tough one. Legion going down, however, is going to put it back in favor of Lemon as they find themselves in a 5v3 with plenty of time.
You've got the Frost down, no worries, she's got her utility there. The Legion again falls early, seems like a bit of a risk, but yeah, now they've got the shield cleared at the top. Plus, you've got the fire coming in, putting a lot of pressure on this defensive team, but still haven't quite fully hopefully gain control of the library stairs as he makes his way back up.
Jen is able to find one. 9-4 being devastated, but the crossfire set in place. So there's going to get to a 4v2, sends one down into a 4v3 as he's potentially recoverable.
Recovered the bomb diffuser.
Stopping that hatch play and really making this attack team kind of hurt themselves into a different sort of push. Right? They are able to get Nomad back up. She's at that 20 HP scenario, but it is the body balance now tipped in their favor. One smoke canopy left, and that's going to be set on the hatch area, which means they're going to have to push down those stairs, maybe that main lobby area.
Wow.
And there it is. They're going to find Capital off the board, take this into a 2v2, into a 2v1. It's a low health scenario. Valkyrie with all to do and 14 seconds in which to do it. It's going to be on the rotate, waiting for the stairs. What a shot, but they had the crossfire in place. Xavier to win that round. Xavier the Savior to win the round for the team.
Well timed, and whether or not that was well coordinated was a little bit difficult to tell, but well played there for the attacking team. You had Nomad had gotten herself up out of a frost mat. She was going to be a movement liability, right? You got that 1 minute debuff where you're limping along, bleeding all over the place after getting yourself out of a frost mat. So she was not going to be able to make a run, make a push into sight, but she could absolutely be a distraction. Puts herself in position to be taken out by Valkyrie, coming down those fireplace stairs, allowing the hatch drop to work there. Lemon finding a second on attack. We're doing exactly what we needed. After those first 2 rounds with 1-up winning on defense, we're starting to talk about being at one-sided, but it's always the danger in being early in the prediction. Tied up 2-2 as we head into round 5. Lemon does not want to see this one go down in 3. They want to push it in. We are in a best of 5. It's tied 2-2. Lemon trying to hang on and trying to find a way to win the Shock R6 Season 2 Grand Final tonight.
So back to the first. We're
5 seconds left before
2-2.
insertion.
We got some indication that some verticality is in play. Stable setup, right? They're confident in their ability to run it back. So we'll see if they're going to be able to do so. It's gonna be having to maintain that man advantage here for 1-up. Like the defense being brought out, right? It's the right call. Pulling down that verticality. The service is going to be the definer here. Is he able to stay alive long enough to be an impactful player? I guess we'll find out right now.
You say the same thing about Glacius as well. Trying to stay alive as Legion. I think taking some unnecessary risks. Was very successful on KAFE taking risks. Has not been recently here on CHALET. So again, Lemon, I think, adapting on the attacking side, taking some of those pushes and being a little bit more careful. So he needs to, in turn, be a little bit more careful on defense. Try and put himself in a position to stay alive longer. He's been that opening pick many times. This time, though, geez, to talk about it, he pulls it off. Plato going to be the subject of his bullets.
That's right. So 5-4 now. It's the first minute down. Drones doing what they do. They're poking. They're prodding. They're looking for the loophole, the weak spot to collapse upon. It'd be tough to do it with the man advantage not in your favor. A couple of long shots coming out. They are going to get droned out. Frag going to find a kill on Willie. Take us into a 5v3 as the shots on the map start to ring out. Are going to find someone off the board. Frost going to equalize there. Or not equalize. Get the refrag, putting us into a 4v2. I'm going to put it on the shoulders of Nomad and Ash. Now, the difference being we saw this happening a lot earlier in the round last time. So they've lost the man advantage. They've lost the ability to... no, they haven't lost the ability to deal with the shield. They still have the 2 Ash charges.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Kind of a little bit too little, too late currently. So Mez presence still here. You're gonna have to find a way to deal with Frost. Frost does get thrown out. Take a couple of shots in that direction. The crossfire is set up. Capitalize. A couple of flashes go in. Looking to take the shot into library. Holden waiting for the rotate. Defense doesn't have to peek here. And unfortunately for them, Frag gonna get lived up to his namesake here as he gets fragged off the board, putting us into a 3v2. Now they're finally gonna deal with this shield that's been put into place. But they're still going to be able to find a kill. Plains pushes in, but dies due to verticality, which means it's all going to be on the shoulders of Ash. Looks towards that. Oh, no. But stuck in the smoke as the health dwindles down to a mere 33%. close to the frost map. They didn't get it on the
Dangerous
checkerboard. That was-
close.
yeah, dangerous one here. Looking to find somebody. Just needs one to equalize. He's going to eat some more smoke, breathe in some of those toxic fumes. Takes us
5
into an
seconds to
18
go.
HP as you drop down. He's going to get dealt with.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
That's right. Snooze finding that final kill this time, watching for the drop. It was a good try there with the prone drop. Unfortunately, not going to work out. Good hold there. Like you said, ran it back, played that first floor site again. This time one up comes victorious and struggling to get the shield down on top blue again. You saw Ash, working at using the Ash charge to try and take down the shield, but again, putting herself in the line of fire. One of the reasons why I think we see the floor as being used so successfully in that kind of a scenario is even when you're throwing all the flashes
Attackers
in,
need to
the
locate
magnets,
and defuse bomb.
or the Jaegers, if they're using projectile deny in that spot, sucks up all that utility and keeps him in a position to be safe. Yeah, they burned it all so that way the Ash charge could hit, but it looked like she missed because you're trying to be careful. You can't stick your head out into the lane without potentially
Bomb
getting
located
shot.
by
So
attackers.
great call, play by one up there, keeping that shield protected. Unfortunate that Lemon, hadn't seen the adaptation, hadn't seen the change, I think, to bring out maybe the Flores or something else to try and take down that shield.
10
We'll see
seconds
whether
to
or not they
insertion.
change up here. Looking like they're going to run the same strat with maybe the addition of the
5
Grim
seconds left
coming in
before insertion.
to hopefully try and identify where these defenders are playing.
Attackers are
a
heading
little bit
out
on
to
the
defuse a
Uto
bomb.
side.
Yeah, it's the right call. Bring out the intel, right? We talk about Siege being a game of intel and opportunity. You have to have the intel to create those opportunities. So Grim, it's the right pick. We've seen him rise. We've seen him be the competitive in the competitive play because he can just blankly go whole floor and find out exactly where those defenders are standing. And sending some grenades, get some crossfire set up, and then it's Bob's your uncle, and they find it. So deal with. Guy a couple of times early on into the round because of that aggressive nature. He's gonna be back at it again as he's down below, waiting for the green light, waiting for the go time.
That's right. Loves playing the roam, and I think just looking at the tags, and I know that we had, like we said, we had a chance to cast one up as part of the AEL on Thursday. I don't think Glacius was playing in that. It looks like part of the Temper team, so maybe, not part of the practice squad here on defense. Okay, go ahead, take the roam, play a little bit off-site, do your own thing. I think that sort of fits in maybe with what we're seeing here as the rest of the team playing a little bit more together. Glacius always a little bit on always playing out there and trying to put some pressure on that. It's been very successful against the Lemon team, though.
And there it is, exactly what you said. Exactly as you said it would happen, it did. He gets the run out. His aggressive nature paying off. He's going to take the Nomad off the board. Now, a little bit here of a traditional take. They're going to open up the top mez area, try to put some pressure onto that vertical hold so they can get themselves onto the chassis. The crossfire set up, though, as they are just putting a ton of bullets towards the direction of Ash. It's going to take a couple of shots, still surviving. That's later to find 9 off the board, and that was the win condition. Awesome to find another. The body balance is going to shift in favor of Lemon here, and start to see the defense maybe rotate back towards site a little bit. So they're going to try to hold on with a bit of that bunker strap, all that verticality from below. Not a bad play. Let's see if they'll be able to hang on. It's 50 seconds left here in this round. They're going to start putting some pressure on it vertically and open up this entire floor.
It was a good call there from the attackers. Put a little bit of ghost pressure on the window. You had 3 players focus on the bathroom window. The attacker is able to take 2 with all of that focus there, but unfortunate not knowing that Maestro's playing in sight.
And the play from 45 goes to take 2 off the board.
What?
3 goes down as Frag's going to find the double kill, and that's going to put the pressure onto the Ash. Drops into sight, going for a couple of shots, but it's all going to be for naught. It's the DMR going to take Xavier off the board. Give another one to go.
Boy, that round to me felt like we sort of saw I don't want to say maybe the Lemon of old, but the Lemon that we saw struggling on KAFE was, they looked like maybe they had themselves in a position where they had a coordinated execute, saw some good ghost pressure playing on the bathroom window, the team able to take a couple frags off it, but then after that, completely fell apart, right? Walking up to the main breach, diffuser in hand, not knowing that you had a defender playing in the dining room, able to easily take one there. And it just fell apart from there. Lack of intel, and then
Defenders,
taking
protect your
1v1
bombs from being
gunfights and
defused by
losing them.
attackers.
You know, Lemon had been on what I thought was a better attacking run. They
Attackers
had
have
won
located
2
a
in a
bomb.
row. They looked like they were playing better, and then all sort of fell apart. So now we're back into that same scenario. 4-2 half. Lemon on defense. Yes, they were very successful on club. We'll see whether or not they can carry it through. This is the best of 5 grand final if you're just joining us. And for those that have been here with us through 2.5 hours, we appreciate you being here. Going to see whether or not it goes another
10
map.
seconds
Lemon
to
is going to have
insertion.
to come alive here. Otherwise, 1 up. Take it 3-0.
5 seconds left
So
before
I don't think they
insertion.
want to get shut out there in the map count. Lemon, it's time on defense. Come alive, my
Attackers
friends.
are moving to
That's
defuse a
right.
bomb.
And 4-2, it's not bad. This shouldn't be disheartening for the Lemon outside of already having lost 2 maps. 4-2 is a standard split here for CHALET. So they did their job. They hit their quota. Now it's time to rest on their defense, which is what you should be most comfortable here, especially on CHALET. They brought out a good lineup to do it right. Doctor, I believe, if I'm correct, Doctor hold on to that library corner area and force them to take those fights in the vertical part. Although they've got a drone in there, so maybe that's not where he's sitting. No, in fact, he's going to be in the corner, but down below instead, watching that double jump in.
Well, I feel like they're thinking 1UP plays aggressively, right? We've seen them hot drop. We've seen them just walking, click heads, play that kind of strategy. So rather than hold upstairs in a more coordinated, you know, like that library hold, going to watch, assuming that maybe they're just going to go for the jump in and watch and see if it can get that kind of an angle in place. But no Flores here on this attacking side. They're going to go for the direct approach. Tons of flash coming in. Use the Ash. Even with the bulletproof upstairs, this defense had plenty of knowledge, but all falling, you know, just not being something that they can hold on to. And gained library control. They're going to put the pressure down on top of the dock plane and bar.
Yeah, that was huge, right? They've got that map control very early on. There's still 2 players out of sight, holding on the shallow roam. Could be the play here. 3 players, actually, because we got the rotate heading down below here. So sight, relatively free with no vertical pressure to be had. This could be...
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser. Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
It could spell disaster if the flank and the rotate come around and they're not expecting that play to happen. So we'll see. It's going to be the rotate outside. It's going to start to take a look down below, get themselves set up and ready to execute here. We're still sitting 5-all with 55 seconds left on the board, which means this is going to be an absolute firefight. It's going to be fire going into the closet, holding off that rotate. We're going to get a little bit of damage on the Ash. In fact, Killer is head going down. It's going to be double ringing out, and Austin is able to stop the flow of blood, taking us into a 3v3 situation. Plant not going down. Now, that planes to find fragged off the board and 9 to follow. That was the win condition. It's all going to rest on the shoulders of nobody as Austin's going to find the double and clean it up. Take a round for his team.
Wow. You talk about Doc holding that library corner upstairs as one of those critical points, right? It used to be a very common hold on Chalet, but they could not. Doc was playing downstairs in stock the entire round, and even though 1UP knew it, was taking shots at him, had red pings on him at one point, just completely unable to get him out of that location. They could not find a combination of players and pushes and angles to be able to gain any of that real estate. No throwable explosives. Yeah, they even tried
Attackers need to locate
a
and
little bit of
defuse
fire, a
bombs.
little bit of smoke. Nothing could push him out of that corner, and he's the one that ultimately is able to clean up the final attackers. So good hold from Lemon. A little bit of a miss, I think, from 1UP. Now we go to the basement, though. A little bit of a change up. So interestingly, that
Bomb
we're not going to
located
see
by
Lemon
attackers.
go ahead and try the other first floor site. They're going to opt for the basement instead, thinking that one's their better hold. We'll see whether or not they can pull it off. Bringing out the breach denial, and the other interesting pick, the Oryx. You know, we don't see
10
that
seconds
very
remaining.
often. And we'll see how Xavier is going to run it.
5 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, he's sitting at that 7-5. In fact, 3 members of Lemon all sitting on
Attackers are
that
heading out into the
5
bomb.
area. So all kind of being impactful. Oryx has his place. That is for sure, right? We love seeing the Oryx when the shield is heavy. We love seeing the Oryx when there's a lot of verticality that he had, where he can move very quickly back and forth between sites, or between the different floors. It allows him to put that phantom pressure on and that ghost pressure on all over the place while not simultaneously having to be there. So I like the Oryx call and see if it pays off. You can see some flashes going in as they're going to try to get this site opened up. They're going to do so. Yeah, they're back up, Boston. It is too gone, too long, too gone. You got flash. Hit the feet. Hold on for the kill now. They are going to drone him out, so they know he's sitting in the closet. He's going to make himself on the rotate as they're holding the long angle, trying to make sure he can't get in and plant on that cash. See how it plays out here. 2 minutes left.
Well played there, getting that wall open. Yeah, you didn't bring the Thatcher, didn't bring any EMPs, but using the flashes and using the nades to try and push Bandit out of position. Yeah, he's still alive, and that was one of the things interesting about the last round was these were 5v5 with 50 seconds left. I think that had been the longest we had seen both teams without a kill walking in. Every round so far, it seems like we have seen one or two drop early in these rounds, and so they're always one-sided, you know, lopsided fights going in. So that's going to be the case here as well. Half the round gone. The attackers are down one, but it doesn't feel like that is as much of a disadvantage as it normally is the way 1UP has been playing. So the question is, can they do it on attack? They've got the main breach open, and unfortunate for Oryx not knowing the attackers had one upstairs.
Flash to bring it out on the closet. It is now a post-plant scenario. We find ourselves in a 3v3 situation. Buck may be able to find another one. They're going to stop the bleeding. Is Willie going to take Buck? Is they're going to take Buck off the board? But they got to find a way to get up to be able to get this diffuser. You got to have 7 seconds on the board to be able to start that thing, or it's going to be all for naught. You need to find Plato off the board. Now takes us into
what?
2v2. 2v1 is Willie going to be on the triple kill, and now they've got 2 people in place to get this going. It's not going to be able to take it off. He's going to have to push down. They're going to be able to stick this thing.
What?
Ow!
Bomb defusing attempt failed. Defender.
Oh, I can't believe after the kill upstairs on the fireplace main, I thought for sure that was the end of the defense. You just had to stick around and hold the angle outside longer, but unfortunately, the 1UP team doesn't get far enough away from the breach and is able to go down, and then the angle down below, they had plenty of vertical space above to try and get an angle, but those floor beams just barely getting in the way. A little bit of luck there on the defensive side being so close and cutting off that angle. Having to drop out the window, down onto Snowmobile to take that shot was just not going to work for the attackers. That's unfortunate. It certainly looked like they had done everything right that round until the attacker got killed outside on Snowmobile. That was unfortunate. And if you're a Lemon fan, you're celebrating right now because that's 2 in a row on defense that they've won. Their defensive strength showing as it did on Clubhouse, and we're tied up 4-4, my friend.
Let's go. Willie with the triple kill. That was definitely the round winner. If he gets taken down early,
10 seconds remaining.
He's sitting at that 2.0 kill, so definitely being an impactful player here.
5 seconds left before insertion.
It looked like it was 1UP's round to lose. And
attackers are moving to defuse the bomb.
Unfortunately, if you're 1UP. 4-4 on the tie-up. Lemon trying to stay in this grand final. We're going to see a bit of a switch up here. It is the kitchen dining, so we are going to see the castle here for that upstairs extension. But we're going to see the tuber out come out. Not somebody we get to see an exceptional amount of, but I like the call nonetheless.
That's right. You couple him. You've got both of the breaches are stacked on top of each other, so you can potentially use him to try and slow down the breaching tools from Thermite. Looks like he's and the can opener's a buck. To maybe try and stop that either upstairs or downstairs. So gives him a little bit of advantage, I think. played specifically on this site because those two breaches are so close together, and they're both important as part of gaining really map control. You've got to have the upstairs cleared in order to be able to make sure that the planter can go in downstairs through that main lobby area, but you also have to have the downstairs open, obviously, for the walk-in. So you see a ton of focus, and yeah, Tubrel playing in office, close on the bridge to try and make that happen.
Yep, so Tubrel still holding that verticality like you were talking about. They are going to get that main wall open, so that's going to set them up for the extra. And 2 members in sight means they're going to redirect and divert some of that attention to go try to flush out this Tubrel, flush out this Wamai, still playing up top here. Ash moving in towards the got a lock on somebody down below. We're going to open up that top mess to put that pressure on the long distance, right? In through office and that master bedroom area. Doing all of the right things. It's going to come down to the gunplay here. That you got there we go. Xavier to find 9 off the board. Turn to find Austin. That's going to take us to a 4v3 as Thermite goes down. He already did his job, so will it be impactful? Well, he took the man advantage, so that part's huge. Plato going to find the C4 on the frag. And that's going to put us into a 3v2 situation as Plains is going to get taken down. It's 47 seconds left on the board and a low health scenario here for the line. He sits on that H8P, but in the one-shot headshot, not going to matter much if you can get it done. It's going to put us into a 3v2 and a low health scenario as well for the Buck. Putting at that 6 HP.
Yeah, plenty of opportunity here for the defenders to try and make that rotate around. They were playing upstairs, playing on solar stairs. Now they can open up a couple sight lines here. And even though 1UP does have the diffuser, that low HP from Buck is mean he's going to have to be very careful about what points he chooses to make the push in.
10 seconds left.
Yep, and as the time starts to tick down, Willie going to find the double. Plato to clean it up on Emu. That is going to be one for them.
Wow. Yep. Another round win there for Lemon, and that is the round rotate. They won their 3 in a row at this point, so now up 5v4. Feeling very much like Clubhouse. Unstoppable on the defense at this point. They get to go back to the Bar Gaming site, which they did win previously on round 7. So what have we seen so far? 1UP, I think, playing very aggressively on all of these maps to start, coming out strong, and then sort of fizzling and struggling on the attacking side to try and get something to happen, certainly. And going back, Chalet was Lemon Esports map pick, so we know that they felt confident on the attacking side, even though they won 2, but they certainly, obviously, feel very comfortable on defense, too. 1UP let this map go in. They didn't want to play Nighthaven or Consulate more, so they certainly, Chalet has been in the map pool long enough and an important enough map as part of the competitive pool that I'm sure they've got some attacking strats for it. But right now, Lemon just playing a little bit better.
Agreed. So,
10 seconds to go.
We're going to run it back. One of the key differences, we're going to see Monty.
5 seconds left.
1UP doing an excellent job of using that drone economy, sussing out where the defenders
Attacker's
are.
objective is
They're
to
going to try to
defuse a bomb.
stop some of that by bringing along the Mozzie. And it's right? It goes to some pretty wonderful places, and we'll find out if it pays off. They're up in the scoreline here, so I think the adaptation is a good call. Bring a C4, get yourself ready for that that potential.
That's a drone for us.
Was it 4-2 on the half there?
It was a 4-2 split on the half, and since then it has been all Lemon. And boy, we talked about Flores being an important part of trying to clear out some of this utility. 1UP, getting the message, making that change, and that seemed like it was quick and easy. That the blue shield gone after just a second. They're going to get the mezzanine one to fall too. Unfortunately, Willie holding on to be able to take one. He's going to completely rotate back down though with 25 HP left. But great call there from 1UP, using the utility, making the push in. Now they've got a lot of time to be able to set it up. They're down a man though. Like I said, we just have not seen very many rounds go with 5v5 stacked up all the way to the end. Both teams are being aggressive. Oh no, the frost mat!
And that's why we see her played every single map, because homies don't want to look down. Huge. They do find Mozzie off the board, and now it's going to be a 20 HP scenario for the Flores, and he's going to be slowed down by that 1-minute debuff. They're going to start opening up top. Plato going to find one off the board. It's going to equalize here on the man advantage to find ourselves into a 3-3. That vertical pressure starting to be established here.
Yeah, that's right. They've got vertical pressure. They've got some options to make it happen. You've got from the defense, yeah, holding down the basement or that first floor. But look at all that blood all over, as that debuff is still going to be active for another 25 or another 20 seconds. The question here is, I was about to say, the lurk coming up from the basement. Was Jaeger, do they know that he's making that push up? That could be huge for this team. And you still have got somebody playing back in stock. That was one of the main things that we saw. The stock player, they did not push out previously. Try and hold on.
That's the deal with having that Mozzie, right? There might not be a drone in place to watch the Jaeger coming up, so it would be huge. Start pushing in, right? And just like that, it's the double. And Xavier and Plains to find one. It's going to put it all onto the shoulders of
15 seconds remaining.
Trying to make the final execute. Is going to find one.
10 seconds remaining.
A little impactless here. We're at 9 seconds left. Going to start to go for the plant, but the
5 seconds
pressure is still being had here. Is he going to stick it?
He is.
Okay, sticks it, but immediately loses.
Attackers need to protect the diffuser.
Site
Position
retake
compromised.
happens. That's going to be another one to the defense, and just like that.
Bomb diffuser disabled by defenders. Defenders win.
Tell you what, we knew that coming out of Clubhouse that Lemon had been very strong on defense. I'm certainly not sure that we were going to get to Chalet and see them be this dominant though on defense, right? That's 4 in a row that they've managed. 4 in a row. We did see that on Clubhouse, but you know, ultimately, 1UP was able to find a way to clutch that up. They're gonna have to again here. Last time it was 5-6 with Lemon on match point, so now 1UP has got to be perfect for 2 in a row to force that OT. They've got the 2-map advantage. Dropping 1 to Lemon isn't the worst thing that could happen, but certainly
Defenders,
if you're a 1UP fan, wanting to see them take
attackers.
it in 3, show the this dominance, but Lemon has just been too good on defense right now. We're going back down to the basement. This is one that even when 1UP played basement on defense, they lost it. So far, Lemon has been undefeated on the basement site in Chalet this game.
Okay, so what's the adaptation if you're 1UP? Well, bring out the IQ, suss out where some of those gadgets are, with some of that intel that's been so decisive in the round. I think that's the right call. Bring
10
out the
seconds
gridlocks,
left.
some of that flank potential that has been prevalent
5
here
seconds
out of
to
Lemon.
insertion.
They've done a great job of coming up from the back end and finding the single
Attackers'
and the double
objective
kills
is to
take that
defuse
main
a bomb.
advantage into their favor. Back onto the Oryx. I'm not sure. I mean, it's fancy. We'll see if it works out. I think the highlight here for the defense is going to be the Tachanka, the Lord himself coming out. They're really going to focus on some of that area denial and deny that plan.
Well, they were going to try and deny something, but unfortunately that drone going to survive. Tachanka going to take a couple shots there, but Osa getting set up similar to that, that first floor meeting take on Oregon. Going to get that shield set up to be able to put some pressure if the hard breach can come in and open some sight lines into Wine. They know that Xavier is playing up there on 2F. I think he's in a real dangerous spot.
Yeah, agreed with you. So open up the trench area and that back garage wall. Really start to push some pressure on here from the back end, but if that flank is still in place, the Oryx, right, that's a big special player here. If he's not sought out, if he's not isolated and dealt with, he's going to be monumental here on the back end of it, especially because it's a full broadside take here by the attacker. Oh, here it is.
What? Oh no, missed!
No!
Whiffed!
Missed the shot. Holy Whiff City Batman. He's going to get down and preserve his life. It's done. They know exactly where he's at now. They can put some pressure on it. Not the TK to come out. Pasta to take Plains off the board and Xavier to go down. That's 2 huge players going to be gone off the board as the plant starts to go down. It's all going to put it onto the shoulders here of the defense, who is just falling
Attackers
apart.
activating.
Said they had to be perfect for 2. Well, they're going to find
On the back of some missed shots. I mean, yeah, Valk is still alive, still has got some opportunity. Austin still has the opportunity to clutch it up here. The diffuser is down. Still got to take down 4, and that is a ton of bullets through the door. The entire attacking team taking shots nonstop. You know, fire, reload, just no opportunity there. But I think that the highlight there was the missed opportunities on the Lemon side. There was several just straight whiffs, unfortunately, on the gunplay. That that flank from behind in the kitchen dining area. There is no way that should have been a miss, unfortunately, and just allowed the attackers to keep them alive. You continue vertical pressure. And unfortunately, Oryx just
Defenders, protect your
what
bombs
looked
from
like the
being
right
defused by
pick. It
attackers.
wasn't the right opportunity, but just unfortunately missed. So, yeah, you said it.
Attackers
One up
have
was
located a
perfect when
bomb.
they needed to be, and they won the basement. We said that was the one that they were perfect on so far. One up said, I heard your stat, and I disagree, and showed up there and won on basement when it mattered.
That's right. So 1 away from sending us to OT for another map in a row. We take it back down. Love the adaptation here. We're bringing out the castle, right? We're going to funnel some of those the
seconds to
attackers
go.
into the parts that you want to defend, the things that you have set up.
5
Your
seconds remaining.
crossfires are going to be most effective. I like the castle call here. Bring along the 2 route.
Attackers are
and
moving to
cage
defuse
for
the
that
bomb.
hard breach support. Really try to make sure that they're not that's what they're doing, right? One up is walking in, opening up the top, opening up the top. Get ready. 1 second, Whiskey.
So this time, sort of seeing a similar setup from the Lemon side, bringing out the two-brow, right? I think it wasn't as effective as it needed to be. It looked like it could have been Castle with a really late setup there. Almost had a shot if they were able to open that master window, but if he can stay alive a little bit longer and maybe successfully deny or at least slow down these openings there from the thermite, that'd be really important because they don't have a lot of extra heart reach. If they can find a way to slow that down or stop it, it's going to make it much more difficult for the one-up team to attack. They do have the Lion used up one of those EE1Ds already, along with the Ash, and they're gonna go for 1. Just slowing it down though. No, I don't think they're gonna. No, Kaida I don't think is in a position to try and trick that.
Oh, but it is going to be Willie to find the first kill. That's going to help here on this match point scenario. They've got the man advantage, and they've taken away some of the intel of that point game. Now, we're not going to be effective here to help slow it down like you were talking about, so they are going to get that main lobby wall opened up. Of course, they were holding him for that vertical play, so he's not really there to help out the defense below anyways. So open up both of them, start to put some pressure on, but Austin going to find 9 off the board, and that's going to put the body bounce heavily in favor here on a match point scenario. Woo.
Yeah.
C4, look at that. Xavier to take fragged off the board. Now puts us into a 5v2, into a 5v1, into a 4v1 as Sen's going to find 1 off the board. Still got a minute left, but this is looking like Lemon's round to win. This is looking like Lemon's map to win. The crossfire's set up, and Willie going to do it, and we're going to see a map 4.
Well, you called it Lemon's map to win on defense again. I know there's this thought that Chalet's not that hard to attack, but Lemon for sure at this point had been very good on defense. They had really put themselves in a position to be very good, both on Clubhouse and now on Chalet.
That's right. So, I mean, there we go. We wanted another map. Lemon pulls it out, and they're going to do it off the back of some spectacular defensive play. It's a best of 5, and we're at least going to see 4. We're moving on to the next one. So sit back, relax. When we come back, we're bringing you the 4th map. Bayo.
Let's go.
What's up, and welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and players. It's the Siege Double Shot bringing you the Shock R6 Grand Finals. We are in a best of 5, seeing map number 4. It has been an absolute roller coaster. I am still the Reverend Whiskey Glitter, and with me, as always, my partner, my co-host, Mr. Whiskey Run. What you think? Lemon brought it back.
They brought it back in a big way. 7-2 victory for 1UP on KAFE. Took it to OT, 8-6 victory on Clubhouse. But then Lemon coming alive, taking it 7-5 there on CHALET. And that one looking like their map and doing it defensively on both Clubhouse and CHALET. So now we're going into Border. And Border definitely can be attacker-sided, and 1UP is starting on attack and attack for OT. Feeling very confident there. If you're in the Eastern time zone, it is getting late, but the Siege is getting good, my friends. It is time for Border.
That's right, baby. Full send. Love Border. Before the introduction of Night Haven, Border was my absolute favorite map because all of the variety brought to the table, right? There's so much soft breach everywhere. It creates those crazy off peaks, those long distance, those fun extensions. And this is going to have just about all of it. And before the 22nd meta was in place, Border was extremely attacker-sided, right? So to the team that does have a well-established attack team, this is going to be their map. Which one of these is going to be able to step up here? Is Lemon going to be able to take us to the decider map? Or is 1UP going to finally put this one to bed? That's the question. We're getting into it. It's standard bans. We're going to see the Monty and the Doka be off the board, which does mean, though, we are going to be able to see some potential Ying play here.
That's right. Interesting. I think Dokubi caused a lot of havoc on CHALET, and so 1UP on attack, and when they get to their defense, don't want to have to deal with the Dokubi on their side. Ying maybe, I think, is a pretty strong operator for Border, so interesting. My guess is we might see her coming out as a part of the 1UP team.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you on that one, especially maybe when we go for some of that 2F execution, which is going to be our first site. It is the primary. It's where most of the teams are going to start out because the last 3 sites are down below, meaning you have to extend. You have to have somebody up top to stop the vertical pressure that will be applied there. So 2F going to be our primary, and we're going to see a couple of standard ops being brought along.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
bombs. It's going to be the Mira, right? We saw her so incredibly impactful on the first 2 maps and banned on the 3rd. So is this are we going to see the reason she was banned? Is this a ban against
attackers have located a bomb.
Was that a ban against 1UP? Are they going to be able to use it to utilize it effectively? It's standard. We're bringing it brought out from the 2F location along with the Warden. Double up on the projectile and now take away some of that intel with the mute. Not a bad setup here. We'll see if they're going to be able to capitalize on it.
That's right. Can they capitalize early? Are they going to make it happen? I like the setup. The Mira,
5 seconds
I think, is definitely a good call. Interesting place that they had it, right, in the armory office area, as opposed to like maybe on the main breach, or watching the jump in on that the east side take. So sort of or not in Fountain, right? A little interesting play there. So we'll see how that changes this up. Again, Lemon's been very good on defense. The shield op coming out, Monty not available, but Blitz making the appearance here to start with. That feels very on brand for this 1UP team, who's been pretty aggressive on both attack and defense, and it doesn't look like nobody playing below. For the Lemon team, this plant's gonna go down, my friend.
Attackers activating diffuser. Attackers need to protect the diffuser.
Oh, wow.
Plated to find 9-core now into a 2v3. As it's going to be on the defense to get back in and find them, and they're going to take Emu off the board, so a quick plant quickly falling apart here. They are going to find one. They're going to rush the same area. This is the thing that we've seen them do several times. 3 people in a row looking towards that back end. It's going to be the grenade to take them off. Jeez, you gotta have more than one push point. They all 3 lined up. This is the 4th map in a row we've seen them do that, and what was gonna be a disastrous start for 1UP ends up being an easy peasy.
All right, come on,
Jeez.
say it. Lemon squeezy. There it is. The Lemon losing that defensive round. I mean, that just looking back at that previous map, Lemon had won the 5 of 6 on their previous defensive
Defenders,
half. They were
protect your
feeling
bombs from
very
being
good. This
defused
is
by attackers.
I know we say sometimes border can be an attacker-sided map, but that was the way to start it off. Aggressive rush play from one up, smokes for distraction, kind of a miss there from the Lemon side. No one playing downstairs on the first floor to go for the C4 deny from below, even though you had a couple C4s on the board. And then having the Lion in place at the very end to be able to identify where those defenders were as they're making the push in. The nade coming in clean, though, just bouncing off Mira's midsection to take her out as she went for the final kill. Great play there by one up. I don't know. I don't think they're going to be able to go for that aggressive rush plant strategy again.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and
love to see
defuse
it.
it.
Well, they're definitely bringing some of the same operators around. The global gadget of Finka to give that health boost all the way around. The blitz back on the board, but coming from the backside this time. Okay, so Ying's still going to be around. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting take here. We're going to see what Lemon is going to be able to do to combat it. Now the Warden is on the board, right? Stop some of that smoke play that was so prevalent. The last one is held into the closet here. Blitz coming from the backside. They're going to make a rush in from the back. Maybe get some play onto the hero.
Oh, he's
And look
gonna
at
go
that.
for it.
Doing it again? No way! 9-core to take planes off the board,
Attackers
and you
activating
follows.
the
Cash does go down, but we're another post-plant scenario. The Vector to bring out onto 9-core. That is going to take the body balance shift in favor of one up, as they are just playing all aggression, pedal to the metal, hit the W key. They are going to get the down into 90, which is going to take us into a 3v2 situation, and with Ash being down into a 2v2, it's going to be the rotate from the backside as smokes are out. They're trying to go for the defuse now. The Blitz still on board. They're going to take Blitz out. Xavier huge. They got about 10 seconds to be able to start this defuse situation, and they're going to do it. Well, Mai there is taking it. He's going to get taken down into a 2v1, and it's the backside. Mira's going to find it, but there's not enough time. Rush plant 2 times in the row are going to work for one up, and they are going to be just devastating on the mental of Lemon. You said it wouldn't work 2 times in a row. They went to the backside. There's no way we ego check a 2F for another time, right? There's no way.
I was gonna say that it's the standard rank strat, right? You go for the 2F east side rush plant, it works. You go for the west side, and I thought there's no way they would do that in competitive play. Absolutely, they did. They pulled it off, made it happen. Just crazy to see it, though. I didn't think we were really going to be there. One up on attack. They've used up the two rush plant sides, so where do they go this time? And are they gonna go fountain? Is that gonna be the push in? They basically completely ignored that sort of like west valley side of the map. Not worrying about security, not worrying about that CC break area at all. Any of the setup that Lemon had done was just completely wasted as all of the focus was on those 2 quick plants. So, if I'm Lemon, I'm setting up for defense. I have no idea what this team is going to bring here now for the 3rd time. It almost feels like, yeah, you're right, don't ego check it. More because I don't know what the team is going to do. Right? Maybe downstairs would be more of a setup site.
Yeah, they got away with 2 easy, right? Now they have a chance to play 2F in the normal capacity, which still favors the attack, right? They got away with 2 free rounds. Potentially, this should be their round 2. Now, we'll see if the defense is going to be able to combat it this time. No traps on the board to stop any of that early aggression. Of course, they also are thinking there's no way we're going to see a 3rd rush attempt. Maybe an Amaru up through the hatch if we're feeling really risky, but it's not going to be the case this time. We'll take it a little bit slower, put a little bit of dedication on sussing out where the roam game's going to be at as the Lion and the Jackal will be on board. They are going to suss out this player sitting on a single wall here inside of the office, so going to be able to start to put some pressure in. The grenade's going to bring out, but will not take on the board. Siege timing, unfortunate for Wamai as he's going to lose his life. Going to take us into a 5v4 as they claim that territory inside the office. Start to put some pressure on the fountain player, which they're going to find pretty easily. Plato getting taken down now puts us into 5v3. Now there's a vector, or the SMG-11 to find one. It's going to be rotating the metal stairs, but the cross is in place. All of a sudden,
Drones online.
minute 46 seconds left. It's all going to rest on the shoulders of Mute as you can see it like a pack of hyenas. They start to close in onto the zone. Out of the 9 core, going to take Austin off the board, and that's going to be 3 decisive wins in a row on the 2F location for 1UP.
Boy, that's right. We talked about, Lemon being very good on defense on Clubhouse, and then again on Chalet. But 1UP taking the attack on both OT and regulation to start this one off on their map pick. Certainly, I feel like this one, maybe slipped through the cracks a little bit in the map pool. It seems like one that 1UP, maybe a sleeper map. Maybe we didn't have much VOD review for them
Attackers need to
available on this
locate and
one,
defuse bombs.
because man, Strat's coming up clean right now, and Lemon not feeling like they had an answer. This one feels much more like that very first map we saw on Cafe, where 1UP was very strong, coming on very aggressive from an attacking standpoint, and Lemon not finding a way to deal with it. So got to do something, change it up. Finding a way to slow down 9 cord. We talked about that being one of the win conditions early on. Now, Glau coming in as the alternative, 6-1.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Really stepping up his game on border.
Yeah, absolutely.
5 seconds left before
and as
insertion.
we start to get a little bit deeper into the map pool, yeah, the border maybe not necessarily.
Attackers are moving out to
map
locate a
that
bomb and
every team
defuse
is
it.
necessarily comfortable on. So 3 in a row to the 2F. They decide not to go for the double ego check and do head down to the first floor as the first round rotates. On one side, it's absolutely decisive and devastating for the defense. So what do? You got to bring out some pace operators, right? So continue with the mirror hold. I like it. It's a little bit different of the hold as they have it set inside of that closet area. Oh, look at this. They've got shots. Not to find anybody. Nobody actually close. It'll be a little bit longer. But lots of drones out coming towards this fountain player here. And a grenade to send him in, push him out of that position. Ready to take the potential wall banging coming through a Warden.
Let's see them hide now.
Down to an 8 HP scenario. The pinch is really starting to come along. Frost in that power position. If they don't know where she's at, they know they're going to find the first kill. Get the kill into opposite, rotate out.
What?
The second kill. Frost going crazy now. Puts us into a 4v3 situation. Low health for the Warden. Still able to be a viable option.
Drone out.
Chaos there, right? Yes, you were able to push one of the players in the office out, not realizing that Frost was also playing in that location, but completely giving it up. No good intel. You saw them using drones out, like on metal stairs,
Attackers
but
have
nobody
located a
picking
bomb.
up the office scenario. So a little bit falling apart there, for sure, giving an advantage to this Lemon defense, and allowing Frost to get the kill and get the second kill out on the balcony, and then rotating back down, keeping herself alive. There's no way she should have survived, certainly that long. So still 4v3. Warden's got not very much life left, but good hold right now, and they still have got mirror windows up. They still have got utility. The castle's up from this defense. The attackers have got to work on taking some of this down before they make that push in.
Now they do clear the mirror off of the shield as the shot on the toes from below the castle are going to ring out. They're going to mirror into the low health scenario as well, and that's going to take her off the board. Puts us into an equalized 3-3 as 40 seconds start to ring out, and that's the Grim. It's not hitting the person inside the side. Pink, so maybe they don't have that location to drop down the hatch. Is going to find one as the triple kill rings out. Oh my lord, willing to find one, but puts us into a 1v2 scenario, and it is incredibly low health as the bailiff kill does ring out.
Snooze.
A tough situation.
The bailiff kill. Oh,
go.
taking shots on the chassis, using the mirror window
Diffuser has been
against
dropped.
them, but yep, red ping's coming out. Perfect drop there and good timing. I was going to say, from behind the mirror, it looked like Grim had an opportunity there to win this, but just took 1 extra second to be able to take the shots. The drop coming in perfectly timed there. Lemon going to find one on defense. That was the base, or the bathroom defense finally working. Going to take it to vent again. They still had the 2F open, but after losing it 3 times in a row, they're going to stay away. Round 5, going to go to the vent workshop, see whether or not they do a big extension at all, or they're going to stick with the basic,
Attackers
the
need to
typical
locate and
hold
defuse as many bombs as
downstairs,
they can.
and then the Armory Archives hold upstairs 2F. So this one, I can see why this is the third choice, I suppose, in site select for this Lemon team, because they have really lost control of Armory very quickly in all three of the rounds where they had 2F as the bomb site. Now here in the 1F, where you're going to have a lot of that vertical play on top of it.
Attackers have located a bomb.
This is maybe one to be worried about again.
Yeah, and then if you do win this as a defense, where do you go?
10
do you
seconds
go
to
back
insertion.
up to 2F where you've lost it 3 times in a row? Which ideally, yes, right?
5
That
seconds
needs
to
to
go.
be the next one. But your only other option is customs. So a bit of a rock and a hard place. They need to win this round, and then they got to look to try to secure a 2F location. But we'll see how it plays out. It's 3-1 here. Lemon does solidify their first. They're going to switch it up a little bit. That area denial. It's not a bad play. Get the Goyle to stop that quick action. Because we do have that verticality going to be had here. Both Buck and Ram going to be able to.
Oh, wow. Aggressive play from the attacking team, right? And maybe operating a little bit in a punch him in the nose kind of a scenario, but Lemon was successful at countering that as we walked into the clubhouse, and we saw it on CHALET too. So 1UP has got to be careful at not approaching that level of aggression, right? Getting a little crazy, got to be careful about it, and keep the pressure on. It's a fine balancing act. They've been very successful so far to start off border, but Lemon is finding ways to counter that. They got to continue to just be careful, keeping that level of aggression without being reckless.
Yeah. Utilize some of that gadgetry that you have, right? I mean, when you bring an Ash to the table and you're not taking those castles down, you know, that could prove to be a pitfall here. Definitely worked out for the defense in the first. Now, we get equalized here.
9.
We were equalized here, and then 9's going to find the headshot on the Austin. That's going to be probably balanced back in favor of nobody as the Ash does go down. And they're going to be able to pick her back up. That's exactly what they do. So you sit in that 4-3 scenario and starting to make that fish in a barrel, right? Looking towards that verticality, and it's looking for that catastrophe area. Ram going to open everything up. Buck is going to fall.
Wow.
Which is going to equalize us into the 3-3. That feels a little bit better if you're on the defense.
Kind of surprising there, and but I feel like we've had more frost mat.
Drop the bomb diffuser.
We've had more frost mat hits in this game than I think I've
Attackers
seen
have recovered
in
their
all of Year 9 combined outside of this. Ash, with the frost debuff, does manage to get the run out kill there on Mira. So yeah, she's 20 HP, but got the diffuser in hand. And with Jaeger over in customs, that'll be the wild card. Is he going to be in a position here to put a flank that the 1UP is not expecting?
Yeah, but they're looking, right? They've got the cross set up. They've got a little bit, no intel here. They're just trying to, now they got the intel. Mirror window is going to open up, which means we're going to start to see the way back to the backside. No
15 seconds.
boards here to help take care of it. They're going to find Jaeger off the board.
Oh, no!
He's going to miss it. Warden, he's going to look back at that video and be pissed that he didn't find that shot. And that's going to put us into a post-plant scenario with a cross set up, going to establish that verticality as well, which means we're going to find ourselves in a potentially too little, too late scenario. The cross is set up, right? Go for the defuse. Flash is starting to come out.
Warden.
But they're going to find him from above. Frag going to take Willie off the board, and that's going to put us into a 4-1.
He wasn't even going for the kill on Warden. He was going for the shot on the Goyo canister. It's one of the things I wondered whether or not 1UP was going to try and do was pop the Goyo after they got the plant down. It was in the perfect place to deny the plant there, but Lemon not able to hit it before the plant went down. But I think he just got lucky in getting that kill, shooting down for the Goyo. So Warden, unfortunately, not able to take the shots up. It was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, although certainly sitting in a pool of fire was not going to be the place to be. Looking very good for 1UP. Boy, that is 4 for
Attackers
them
need to
on
locate
attack.
and defuse bomb.
1 for Lemon on defense. This is like a completely different team coming into Border than we saw on Clubhouse or on Chalet.
Bit of comedy in the chat there. Hey, I liked the mirror setup, coupled with the castle, and it got them their round win. I think
Bomb
it was
located
exactly
by
what
attackers.
they needed for the switch up here. We'll see. We're back downstairs. Obviously, it's 4-1. It's the last round of the half. Need Lemon to come up on this round, or it could spell disaster, unless they've got some unforeseen attack ability
10 seconds left before
coming
insertion.
out. Typically, they've been strong on the defense, so if you're a Lemon fan,
5
this is
seconds to
giving you
insertion.
a little bit of anxiety seeing the split go in the other direction.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Now, it is an attacker-sided map in general, and that's certainly what we've been seeing at this point. So, you know, Lemon had been very good on defense. That had been their strength throughout this entire best of 5. So here's the question. Can they do it on Border as well, right? Are we going to see something special out of this team? And was that a missed drone? Oh, no, he got up. I wasn't sure that the drone even saw him.
So quick. So quick, but he knew the story was written, so he got out of there before his chapter ended. And put himself now into a better position down in the customs, be able to deny some of that first floor presence. Get the drone up on the 2-up location. We do have a deployable in place, so a lot of investment to the extension up top here. Hopefully this is going to be what they need to pay off. Pressure in from the repel. That's going to be Xavier to find, sends off the board to Emu to answer back, putting us into 4-4. Still with 2 minutes. Jeez, caught him. Plane's going to take Emu down, and that's going to put the man advantage in favor of Lemon.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Got him.
Please.
Oh, the grenade. A second grenade kill after the grenade nerf. You just don't see them. They're there to push people out of place, but he's able to find it too. As Emu just insane. Now into a 3v2 location or scenario.
Boy, that's a round changer at this point, and I know we're on grand final map at this point. If 1-up can hold on to this angle, that is huge to be able to pull off that nade kill. Yes, a lot of times we're seeing that the frag grenades just cause action amongst the defense, get them to move, but a double kill coming out, unbelievable for him at this point. So, still working on the vertical, even though Ram's got all of that open and taking shots. C4 though, is C4 gonna come in clutch? That's the question.
Puts it in a 1v3 scenario. They started to bring it back in 5 seconds. They'll try to hold on to the vertical game here. It does put a little bit of pressure, a couple of shots down. Not really enough.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Vertical play from
Attackers
below,
have
gonna
dropped
take
the bomb
frag off the
diffuser.
board.
Wow.
In line with a standard split, just a little bit reversed.
That one, so for me, that one definitely felt like a pretty special one for the Lemon team. It looked like they had much better positioning in general, though they were still holding the same angles from below in the workshop area. So last time, 1-up was able to take advantage of that, push the attackers out, get them out of that area, and then redirect plant over on the other bomb site. This time, sort of fell apart, was just working on trying to hold on
Attackers need to locate and
to the
defuse
vertical,
bombs.
and it just did not work out. Like you said, standard split. Now, attacker-sided map. 1-up's map pick, though. Is this going to be the one?
4-2. 4-2 on the attack half. That's quite the story. Now we're going to see what they're bringing to their defense. They're going to do a little bit of a traditional hold here, half breach with the Mira. I like it. A little bit of intel with the Valkyrie. But we're seeing some shenanigans on the other side too. Austin going to bring up the Ying. So the potential for dislodging some of those players, the potential for that quick
10 seconds
that rush
remaining.
capability is going to be there. But it looks like it's going to be a bit more standard, right? We've got the
5
gridlock,
seconds left.
bring along the smoke, tracks, set them up for success.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
It's interesting. We talked about 1-up not banning Ying because we thought maybe that they were going to use her as part of the attacking strat. I don't think they really did at all, did they? They managed to make.
They
did they use Ying?
Yeah, they used Ying.
Oh,
I think
okay.
I think on both of the quick fire rounds, at least the first one.
Yeah, you could
I don't
definitely
know.
be.
We've been cast for 3 hours now. I can't remember.
That's right. For those of you just joining us, this is a grand final best of 5. We're on the 3rd map, and for those of you that have been with us for 3 hours, we appreciate you sticking around, supporting us and supporting these teams, giving them the visibility they need. Who is going to be part of the future of Siege? Glad that everyone is here to see it. So, question is now, match, at least map point scenario for this this 1-up team on border. Still got a couple rounds to get to that point, but this is the they've got to win 3 to win the best of 5. Looking good so far here, but now on the side swap.
Yeah, so first minute wound down. They do best to locate where these defenders are. Frag gonna get Xavier on the board. Xavier the Savior gonna be gone. That's their top frag down. Defense here. Now it is gonna be Buck. Start to do some of that damage from below. Apply some of that vertical pressure and find one. Austin gonna take Emu off the board on the retaliation. And look at this. Knows exactly where the mirror is at. Looking to get active with her grenade. Please push him out of that push point. Actually sitting there anymore. Yeah, Stone watching this.
Oh, did it not? Did it not take out the? It didn't look like it took out the mute jammer, either.
Up one. So Ying gonna send in a Candela. Start to put some pressure on. They've got a warden there to help deal with it, and that's gonna be Mute to find one off the board. Body bounce heavily now in favor of the defense here. They find themselves in a 4v2 or 4v1 as the double frag. And we're gonna see the Spider-Man play here, trying to get some repel. But oh, hello.
How did she survive that?
C4 to ring out. Now down into a 9 HP. Might see him kind of take a faux timeout here because it's a 4v1 9 HP scenario, and that is all but winnable.
Gridlock is invincible. I'm convinced there's no way he should have survived the Spider-Man rappel while trying to get off the rappel plus the C4. That was crazy, but yeah, this one's going to be a tough one to come back from, so could be potentially looking at a 5-2 split, but just sort of falling apart like you called it. Yeah, we were seeing utility come in, but Ash going down early, that was a huge one. Yes, the top frag, but also the utility from the Mira not going to be available to try and take down the Mira windows. And you saw that with Gridlock trying to take a shot there, just not able to gain any traction whatsoever. And 1-up are going to take one on defense now. 5-2. We've been here before, though. We have been here before and seen Lemon come back. So it's far too early to be making predictions at this point.
That's true. That's true. But the thing is, Whiskey, they got to do it on attack. And that is just not something that we've seen out of Lemon so far. So we're going to have to see some switch up to the strat. We're going to have to see a little innovation, right? We're going to have to see some isolation, getting some of these critical players out of position.
Attackers need to locate
right?
and
Sending down
defuse
some
bombs.
Grenades, really a ton of intel to be had, but just not able to capitalize on it. So now we head down to that bathroom tellers area. We are going to see the Mira employed yet again. We'll see where she puts those mirrors at.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Keeping some vertical control above. Yep, there it is. Holding on to the vertical. For sure an important part of the game at this point. The interesting thing, you know, from a ban perspective, I know we talked about typically teams hadn't been using the ban on Fenrir as an important one, but just because of the nerf, teams hadn't been using it, wasting it on there. So it's interesting that Lemon chose to go with Fenrir rather than the Mira, rather than the Valkyrie here at this point. And it kind of feels like, you know, the Mira may have been a bad call at this point, because if 1-up is able to be very successful with her, they weren't. So that feels like it's a big risk.
Find a way to deal with it. Do bring the Ash out, right? One of those main counters. See if they'll be able to capitalize. It's a good setup here. Bring out the Grim for the intel. Ram along to, of course, open up that verticality. Hibana for some hatch play. Hatch queen, so it makes sense. There's going to be loot for it. Frag is going to go down. That's a big pick here, right? Not only is the gadget not going to be able to be used here, but it's frag, right? Guys,
oh no.
But this is Mute's map. He is just unafraid to take these gunfights. He's sitting at 11-5, and he is definitely going to have to push out.
Yep, going crazy right now, like you called it. Mute holding down this upper area, like.
Got a hostile.
But you've got tons of vertical presence here for sure. This one-up team holding down the vertical, and it has not been Lemon's advantage yet at this point. They have not found a way to deal with it. But yeah, with Ash down again, those mirror windows still in place upstairs. But oh, making the quick drop down. They still have got a minute and a half there, and they've sort of given up all of the vertical space. I wonder whether or not that was a bit premature from the one upside.
I think he did it on accident. You see the little head shake afterwards? That was like a dang it move. So yeah, it does end up dropping down the hatch. So gonna be a bit of a bunker down situation. C4 to ring out. Nobody there to take that potential.
Oh!
What a play! Now the body bounce position favors the defense yet again as they're looking to put themselves on a match point scenario. It's all gonna come down to the Habana and the Ram as they try to find the equalization here, right? And it is going to have to be potentially on top one.
12 and 5.
Yeah, he's just having an insane
Attackers
round.
recover the diffuser.
So puts him on to that 2v1 scenario. Habana on that 69 HP. And just going to push into sight and try to take some gunfights here.
Looking for any intel, not seeing any pings come out. Yeah, you've got 25 seconds left, but boy, this one seems like a tough one. Yeah, player in the bathroom, Habana. Yes, go for the frag. Go for it.
Yep, push in, W key, send it. Unfortunate, not going to be able to find it there. Going to rotate around, look for the person that rotating back to sight, and that's going to be it. That's going to be the shotgun to ring out on the rotate.
Glau going crazy right now. And apparently thinking that that was the game. You're a round off, my friend. Match point. And that's right. We are on match point for Border, match point for the series, and match point for the grand final, as one up is 1 round away from taking the Shock R6 Season 2 minor. Lemon, it is time to come alive. You surprised us with your defensive halves on Clubhouse and on Chalet. It is time to show us the attack on Border. Come alive, my friends.
That's right. It's do or die right now. Match point. We got to see him be
Attackers
perfect
need to
for
locate
4
and
in a
defuse
row
bombs
on the attack side to do it. What are they bringing to the table? A lot of what you've seen already, right? It is the Ram. It is the Grim. Get some of that intel. The thing is, it's a good lineup, right? It's not a bad lineup to bring to try and attack. They're not doing a very good job of isolating some of these players, right? They're getting some of those early entry kills, but the refrag is just insane. What up with all to lose here? 1 away from putting it away for good.
Certainly not. One Up has not been playing slowly. They have not been playing carefully, right? That's not how I would describe either of these teams really playing, right? We've said, I think, over the course of this entire grand final, 4 maps, the number of rounds that we've had where we had all 10 players still alive with like that last 30 second stuff. I think it's like 1 round, right? No one is playing carefully at this point. They're all playing very aggressively. Whether or not, Lemon could slow the playstyle down, and try and find a win based on slowing the playstyle. The problem is you just have no room left to experiment anymore. It's match point. If you slow it down and it doesn't work, that's it. But I was gonna say, are we gonna see Emu make the run out? No. Just gonna put a little bit of pressure on the attackers by opening that up. So they've been very good at it so far. Gotta find a way though, Lemon, of changing up the playstyle.
So that's going to be a good way to do it. Take 9 off the board, and that's the mirror gone as we put ourselves into a 5v4 scenario.
Oh!
A 4v4, the run out going to bring out Frag going to live up to his namesake and find another. That was a huge pick too, as that's the verticality. Almost the whole verticality gone.
Caught in the repel animation, and yeah, you called it, not having Buck available anymore. You still have got the Habani, you've got the hard reach to open some of these, open the mirror window up. You still have got the Ash as well. Xavier got to stay alive long enough to try and take some of that off, or take down some of the cams. The other big thing that feels like a miss here, if they had identified Valkyrie early, no IQ to try and look for some of these gadgets, that also feels like a bit of a miss. This one-up team going heavy on the intel for what is potentially the last round.
Okay, Whiskey, minute and 20. Find ourselves in a full
Drop the
scenario.
diffuser.
Still
Oh,
holding on.
fragged.
Fragged. Taking planes off the board and then the rotate down below puts us into a 4v3 scenario. A minute left on the board. To send out some of those bees, get some of that intel, and they're going to find another as Plato falls. It's a 4v2.
No!
It's a 4v1. All the pressure going to be on, but it's too little. It's too late. Emu going to find Xavier, and that is going to be the shock grand finals in the favor of 1-0. Excellent round.
I think that's the first time I have seen the new Mute Elite coming out there strong. Love seeing that, my friend.
15-5. 15-5, my friends. Just unstoppable on border.
Wow, yeah, a great round there. So obviously big GGs to the 1UP Esports team for winning the Shock R6 minor grand final. And Lemon, you guys showed some real heart there in that second, or that second and third map. Unfortunately, not able to come up. So we are going to do an interview with one of the members of the winning team, though. So stick around for that. We're going to take a few minutes and get it set up, but we will be back with an interview from the 1UP team.
That's right. It's the come up for 1UP, and we're going to talk about it. Sit back, relax. We'll be right back. What's up, and welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and players. We're getting a chance to talk about it. It's the Shock R6 Grand Finals that does go in the favor of 1UP. What you think, Whiskey? Let's get into it.
That's right. Happy to have a 9-Chord with us today for the interview. Welcome, my friend. Great job tonight in the game. What a grand final.
Appreciate it. It was hard fought.
Absolutely. I mean, a couple of really dominant first round, kind of a comeback on the second, and lost the third, but then just incredibly dominant performance on border. Who's making the calls here? Who's the IGL calling all that stuff out?
It was mainly Fragged. Fragged was making the calls.
Did he do that for the 2 quick plants on border? Got to be my favorite part of the evening.
Yeah, that was definitely my favorite part too. Frags just said, let's go ahead and do it quick, start off strong. So that's what we did.
So
Just rush punted.
for sure, you guys had some dominant rounds, definitely at the beginning, but then it looked like Lemon Esports was coming back really strong on defense on map 2 and 3. How did you guys change it up after seeing how those defensive wins came?
On the second map, or what was it, the third map, they just like came out strong and we couldn't attack for some reason on Chalet. And then after that, we just kind of, I think we were oversimplifying it on a Chalet. And then after that, we just kind of gunned them on a border.
That's exactly what it was. I mean, the frags were just all going into your place. What's the comms like when you guys are in some of those crazy situations? Is everybody yelling, or is it a calm, cool collective? Is it an on me pings? You know, what's going on when it starts to get hectic in the round?
Normally, comms are pretty cleared. I mean, obviously, like comms obviously get clustered and stuff, but we do a pretty good job of clearing comms and having one person just call for us.
So you had, I'm pretty sure that Glau was a sub in for the team. I don't know if it was for just for today, or is he a member of the team? How is that? How does he fit in?
He was a last minute sub.
Okay, who did he sub in for?
I think Snooze, or not Snooze. Koo.
Mm-hmm.
That was Koo. Yeah, I'm pretty new to the team. I've only been playing with them for about a week. So.
Okay.
All right, yeah, that sounds very new.
Yeah.
Definitely coming in and making your name show. I mean, you were the hero of quite a few rounds and became the win condition is to take you off the board. So I guess bringing a pretty big advantage to the team. Being so new into it, into the team, how does that affect your calming and your relationship with the team? Did you know these players before, or is this kind of a random pickup?
Yeah, I've known him for like a few months now. We've just been playing like ranked and stuff, obviously. But then a spot opened up, and then I took it. I've just been playing with them since. I think this was like our 4th match together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and then to go into a best of 5 when it can be really difficult to have a deep map pool, right, for a best of 5. How did you guys decide which maps and which ops you wanted to ban? Was there like VOD review on Lemon, or did you sort of stick with your favorites going into it? How do you decide where you wanted to play for this grand final?
Honestly, we never VOD reviewed. Never VOD reviewed. We just kind of went with what we thought would work best and stuff like that.
Well, it definitely played out in your favor. I mean, a grand final winnings, and it was a huge round, very dominant performance. I like to ask this question to everybody. If you've ever seen the Siege Double Shot before, we ask this to every interview. If you could ban an operator forever off the board, never going to play Siege again, who is the one that's getting taken out for you?
Probably Ying. She's annoying.
Yeah.
Hate Ying.
Banned almost every round here, and certainly like almost every league. So luckily you don't have to deal with her in competitive play very often, I would guess.
No, not really. Decided to keep her up on border so we could do the little rush there in those 2 rounds.
Loved it. It's one of my favorite things is watching the quick plant. So, is there anything, and after you've won, you're celebrating, is there anything that you'd like to say to the people that are still watching, Mr. Nine?
No, not really. I mean, it was a good best of 5. We obviously came out on top, won the match. It was fun. Good. It was a good time.
What's coming up next for you guys? Any other tournaments?
I'm pretty sure maybe AEL or something like that.
That's a fun league to be a part of, that's for sure. Well, big GGs, my friend. It was a pleasure watching you play. It made the grand finals incredibly exciting to watch, and we appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, thank you. Y'all have a good night.
Okay, Whiskey, we did it. It was a best of 5 that only needed 4 to see it all the way through. It was exciting gameplay, but alas for us, it's over.
That's right. Just for tonight, though, we are going to be part of the Element 3 stream, which starts tomorrow. Phase 2, that's a big one, and looking forward to being a part of that one going forward. Also, potentially some community casting there for Element 3 as well. So we're going to try and be a more active part of that as we roll forward. But certainly looking forward to continuing to cast all of the leagues here, a part of the T4 scene here in Rainbow Six Siege, because also going to be going to Montreal coming up for the major, and looking forward to getting a chance to meet all of you as a part of the Siege community. It's been really great so far.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the raids from Jess J, Davina, Shock League. We sure appreciate your support, and even more so, thank you so much for the subs and the follows, helping and allowing us to do what it is that we love, which is talking Siege. If you love us, if you hate us, why don't you add us? We're on Twitter. I'm at glitter_whiskey. He is at racingengr. We just want to talk about it. Any Siege, show us your clips. We'll guess your rank. It doesn't matter. Hot takes, cold takes, just send the takes to us. But alas, my friends, we have come to the dreaded part of the evening where we must bid you adieu. So as the lights start to dim and the jukebox starts to sing closing time, as always, my friends, you don't have to go home.
But you can't stay here.
Ayo.
Let's go.